Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday, the 16th of September. There he is.
Nice.
You are the only man that gets that reception.
The Westwood air horns. I've not heard them in a long time.
I don't know where they've got that from.
Radio 1 Extra.
Yeah, that's a bit of Pete Tong, isn't it?
Well, it was actually Westwood. But he's a dirty
That's
word
right.
now. Didn't he get disgraced?
He did.
Yeah.
Gus, we're starting on a high here, aren't we?
Play it again.
Should we go on to Peter Mandelson next? Good. Yeah. No, he gets a. Good morning, everybody. How are we doing? As I say, Tuesday, the 16th of September. Fed Day, -1.
You're correct, yeah. Coming up tomorrow. But everything's pointing towards there now, isn't it? Everyone's positioning themselves.
It felt like it yesterday.
Yeah, gold on the charge again. Back up to, I think, all-time highs again. And yeah, everyone basically expecting this drop, which is basically priced in now, right?
Yeah, basically priced in.
Yeah. Well, 96%, I think.
Yeah.
Some people are still saying half, but that would be a shock, right?
Well, that is going to be our poll of the day, but that's coming up after we have a look at what else is coming up on today's show. We've got a cracker, starting off with the #1 co-presenter here in the morning, Mr. Peter Ward.
Morning to you.
Oh, no horn?
No, no.
Excellent. Right, Pete Ward's through here till 8:35. He doesn't know that. He thinks he's getting out at 8:20. And that's because Piers Buckworth is on the train on the way in. He messed it up last week. He got halfway here on the train.
Yeah.
And then he started moaning, "Oh, I can't make it, can't make it."
Oh, no. What, tube strikes?
Well, he used that as the excuse, I think. I'm going to have to rib him about it today.
Yeah. Well, I went on the odd Lime bikes last week. That was good fun. And there was a lot of bad press about it, but I found it fine. I continued it today. I thought, I've enjoyed this, so I'll stick with it. It's better than going underground.
You came in from Beaconsfield on a Lime bike?
No, that would have been impressive. No, I came in from Marylebone.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's
the same time and much nicer.
Yeah.
And there's not much on the road at sort of 7:15.
Yeah.
So yeah, good.
I was the bad press.
Oh really? What, having a
Lime
punch
bikes
up?
last week. So no, I was crossing over Hyde Park roundabout.
Yeah. It's a
And
tough one,
there was literally
it's 8 lanes of traffic coming at you.
there was the 8 lanes of traffic, but then there was also 18 lanes of Lime bikes.
Right.
But it was like that bit in Anchorman,
Right.
when the two news crews come at each other.
Yes.
So the two sets of Lime bikes coming at each other, and
Just have a
nobody
go
knew
with a
where to go.
pitchfork.
Yeah, and it was like a free-for-all.
This is what you and the Bloomberg guys do at lunchtime, isn't it?
That was it. It was us, Bloomberg, CNBC, all rainmakers. And then, but a guy in a either bus or a lorry was filming it
Right.
and sent it to the BBC. So I was looking at the BBC that night, seeing what was going on, and I'm like, "Oh, I swear that's me." So they've got me on a Lime bike,
Oh, brilliant.
barging my way through.
Excellent. Yeah, well, that's the way to do it.
Poor old granny
But yeah, so
to knock a
excuses
granny.
excuses last week then.
into the blind guy's guide dog and had to kick him out the way, and then she fell over.
Jesus.
Only joking. Right, on the second half of the show, we've got Commodity Corner. It's a packed day. None of these replays anymore, is there?
No,
Just
it's all
a
coming up live stuff, yes. Whipping people onto the show.
John Meyer, our mining expert there, Commodity Corner, because of course Anglos and tech are in that romance at the moment. Is it going to flourish? Or is a third party going to come in?
I don't know. It says here they've just finalised their boost output in Chile with Codelco.
Codelco, yeah.
Yeah, so it's still cracking on.
And then Big Jack. Tell us an interesting fact about Jack Maguire. You don't have any. You only worked together for what, 5 years?
Yeah, something like that.
Brilliant. Right, okay, so Pete Ward, give us an update on life. We haven't seen you for a while. The hair's looking good.
Thanks. Yeah, you too. Actually, you've had a haircut.
I did. I got a haircut in Prague.
Oh, I didn't realise you'd been to Prague.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah,
We got plenty to talk about then.
excellent. Yeah, when were you there?
I was there, what was it, Wednesday till Sunday, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wonderful. Did 20,000 steps a day.
Crikey.
So a bit of a nice walking holiday.
Trying to find the guy that gave you that haircut.
No. Cam's saying what in my ear, and then he's forgetting he's got the sound effect. Jeez. Good morning to you all. I see Poppy. Poppy is up early. Must be working today there, Chris. And good morning to Mango. Mango, do you see that we've got, if we can cut to a wide shot, you'll see that we've got your kind gift right at the front. Look in there, leading us forward. Also a little bit of product placement there, look at that.
Nice.
Yeah. Yashika. Good morning, Yashika. I don't think I've seen that name before. We got a new viewer. Paul Williamson. Good morning. Yeah, AI stands for all in. Just buy everything.
Yeah, nice.
Why not?
Yeah, some guy yesterday was coming out saying that basically Nvidia was undervalued and everything's undervalued and even Oracle's undervalued and yeah, to the moon, baby.
It was one of your clients?
No, it wasn't actually. Well-regarded fund.
All right.
Fund manager.
David Boyce tuning in from Nottingham. Wing It. Gavin Ackers, Parky 77. Everybody in the house this morning. We got a full one. It's almost like they're tuning in to see you, sir. R6N is here as well. Good morning. Shall we go into a bit of overnight action, or you got any interesting stories to tell me first?
Nothing really of interest. No, not
overnight action.
Yeah, overnight action is, yeah.
At some point, we're going to change the producer Fred's titles as well.
Yeah.
So it's probably on producer Phil's,
list of things. He's usually on holiday. I'm surprised he's here.
Yeah.
Hey.
Right, Pete Ward, what have you got for us this morning? Are you going to visit Trump when he's here?
Probably not. No.
No?
No. Where would you be able to visit him?
He might just come round for a cup of tea.
Where is he going on the visit, though?
He is. So, well...
Is the monarchy opening their arms to him? Or
they are indeed.
Yeah.
And let's see if he puts his hand on the king's back, like he did to the Queen.
Interesting.
I just make deals.
Yeah, that's
That's
it.
what I'm here for.
On Trump, he was chucking out some lawsuits last night. You see that?
You want to lead with that one, shall we?
Well, it's a pretty big one. I mean,
and Lisa.
We were just joking on the desk now before I came on that he basically just kind of makes up the numbers, doesn't he? Like, just a $15 billion lawsuit. I mean, where do you get the number from?
Sorry, this isn't to Lisa Cook.
No, this is the libel case that he's bringing against the New York Times.
Right, okay.
So he's getting on the offensive again. But yeah, just an endless slew of lawsuits, I guess.
Yeah. I thought it was only dictators that tried to silence the media. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Right, but let's look at the important one for the Federal Reserve tomorrow. It is Lisa Cook will be voting. She will stay at the Federal Reserve ahead of that decision. So there she is. And
so once again, it's the age-old mantra of Trump saying something, the media then reporting that it's done, and then effectively it not being done because he doesn't have the power to do it.
Exactly.
Which is basically what's happened since he's been elected.
Yeah.
But it seems like his bark is enough to spark action, even though it doesn't actually end in the ultimate thing that he's saying, which is interesting, right?
Yeah. He's
again dictating, I suppose, but not actually following through.
Yeah, very, very happy to kind of throw everything out there, and then the details don't seem to matter, does it? Because a leader just leads by spouting anything, without any substance.
And kind of just whipping people into a frenzy.
Yeah. So that takes us perfectly into the UK deal. The UK deal is not a deal. The US framework is still just a framework of a deal, and that's going to be spoken about. But big announcements this morning in US firms doing deals with UK firms. So Google is going to invest an extra $5 billion in the UK. That's a new data center in Hertfordshire. Is that up near you?
Ish, yeah. It's more, I think Hertfordshire is St Albans, Radlett, Harpenden.
Right.
That sort of area.
So yeah, it's there's $5 billion in the UK over the next 2 years. Data center, research, engineering, and I think there's a deal with Shell as well there somewhere, or for the energy source that they will need.
Okay.
And then we've got Blackstone investing $100 million over the next 10 years. They've decided to go with that. And then also Nvidia have got a deal with the UK this morning as well. So it's this old relationship, isn't it, of US, UK, strong allies.
Yeah.
And that's all we're going to hear about over the next 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, true. Yeah, and I guess it does help, I suppose, to have some tech element in the UK, because it's something that's definitely lacking, isn't it, from what we do.
Yeah.
Traditionally, obviously, if you look at things like the FTSE 100, they don't really have any tech parts at all, which is crazy, really, in this day and age. So to get tech investment within the UK infrastructure is a good thing.
Yeah, we have had, but then I guess that they've all been bought, haven't they?
They just get bought, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. When is the visit?
I think it must be. Is it today or tomorrow? Yeah, I think it's
Let's see, it was
the
today.
next couple of days.
Right.
Let's
Okay.
see.
Interesting.
If you don't know,
No.
we just make it up.
Security would be high, right? After what happened last week.
I would imagine so. Although I don't think the risk is as high in this country. If he was going on if Starmer was going there, it might be high. But
Yeah.
unless there's a rogue.
Yeah. No, it's interesting. I was reading something this morning just saying how violent the political scene is now in the US, but also I guess growing somewhat over here.
Oh, definitely.
The polarization of views and all the rest of it. Civil war is coming.
Well, we had a vote yesterday.
Yeah.
And who do you think the next Prime Minister is going to be? Do you think it will be? Do you think Starmer will fall on his sword by next May, or do you think he'll go right out until Labour lose the next election? Oh, we stumped him. We got him stumped.
Yeah. Depends. I think let's see how the budget goes. I think if that's an unmitigated disaster, then he'll get pushed out. And I know that it's not necessarily him, but it's his government, right?
It doesn't sound like Reeves is really in control anymore. It sounds like
I think she'll get pushed out.
Yeah, I think it's kind of already done. And
do you think she'll get pushed out before she delivers it, or do you think she'll deliver it and then get pushed out?
She'll deliver it. It'll be not what the country wants, so then she'll get elbowed out.
Do you know why it was delayed?
No.
I was asked the other day, and I didn't know why it was delayed, because it was meant to be October, right? And they shunted it out to November. Yeah, not sure. But yeah, in the absence of any news, though, the cable goes higher, dollar gets weaker, gold goes higher, equities scream higher, markets go to all-time highs. Tesla moves 45% in 6 weeks.
Is that what it is now?
Yeah, 299 to 420 yesterday.
Yeah,
$1 billion purchase.
Back to 420.
420 plus.
Yeah.
Crazy, really. And a lot of people are saying now, has it become so stretched? Is the market now so stretched that the upside potential just isn't really there anymore? So you get this, what they call the wall of worry and all this sort of stuff. It wouldn't take much now to derail and create a fairly aggressive sell-off, just because there's so much that's in the market now.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether, you see all these things about passive funds, got loads of money on the sideline, all this sort of stuff. But since April, it's basically systematically been put back in, hasn't it? I think anyone that got wiped out then in tariffs is now repositioned.
It definitely feels like it. And I see there's been a big move higher in the number of IPOs coming to market. Now, of course, IPOs, brand new money. So it's sucking out liquidity from elsewhere. So if you're Joe Retail and you've only got 10 grand in your account, if you want to go into one of these IPO names, you've got to sell something else. So there's at least a bit of liquidity being mopped up, from that big excess that there has been.
Yeah.
And then we've got names like Oracle. Now, Oracle, what a move last week. Did you see much on the desk?
Yeah, I did actually. Couple of people in it, but the majority would be, trying to sell those tops down at what was it, 420? Did it get to 320?
350.
Yeah, and now it's 295, I think. So it's pulled back.
It was until yesterday. They are the front runner for getting TikTok.
Yeah.
So it was up 5% yesterday to 309 in the 24-hour trading.
And Trump was saying on Truth Social that the deal was there, the deal was done, no details. And then Besant came out saying that the structure of a deal was there. And the general consensus here is that it's a helpful aid for relations with China, but they haven't named who the deal is with yet.
So the market is suggesting it's Oracle and between Oracle and ByteDance.
Yeah.
There was one comment that said, we or the government are not here to announce it. It's between the two companies. So it's a clear, it's not a consortium that are going for it, which it looked like at one point. So the chances are it's Oracle. And as if they didn't need any more good news this week. So I did actually buy some yesterday at 293 and also sold some puts to buy some upside for year end. So I've gone for them to go above 320, but not above 420.
Okay.
So give myself.
He sold some higher up calls.
Sold 3 times the amount of calls to pay for the
shrewd investing, Mr. McDonald.
Well, I don't know. We'll see. If it goes below 260, then I'm in a bit of pain.
Yeah.
But then I want to buy them anyway. So.
Sure. And the deal, if it is them, it wouldn't bring the stock lower because of the cost of the price and all the rest of it. It's more the reputation of getting that. It's a huge piece of it's a huge win, right? Regardless of.
You kind of transform yourself into a new meta. Or at least add that bit to your.
Yeah. So. And it's a platform that's loved as well by Trump and Trump fans.
Yeah,
supporters, etc. So
and everybody.
You
love a bit of TikTok.
I've never used it.
Have you not?
No.
Oh, you don't know what you're missing.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what you told me about Grindr.
I don't know where to go with that. There's not many times.
Let's go to the news.
I think Ronnie's managed to stump me when he came up with his F-bomb on air.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that one's a new level.
Yeah, Ronnie's still apologising for that.
No, he's not. Right, it is 7:47. We have covered the Trump visit. Do you want to do a bit of upgrades, downgrades, or do you want to go into the Fed?
Yeah, we could look at the Fed, and I'll bring up the upgrades and downgrades whilst we do that.
Right, Federal Reserve. What are we expecting, people? Here is our first poll of the day. Let's see if producer Phil is back in the seat. So, are you guys expecting a dovish 25 basis cut? Right, so that's 25 basis cut plus dovish rhetoric from Powell suggesting another 3 cuts at the next subsequent 3 meetings to January. Are you expecting a hawkish 25 basis point cut? Or are you expecting a 50 basis point cut straight off? Boom, let's just do it. Let's get there.
Yeah.
Producer Phil, do you want to get that poll up? Nope, you're going silent in my ear. We've man. Oh, he is there. Wow, fantastic. Well done, guys. Good. Yeah, so we'll get that up. So it's a dovish 25, a hawkish 25, or a 50 basis point cut. What's coming?
A dovish 25.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
What's the market reaction to that?
Small pop, a couple hundred points in Wall Street, and then a sell-off.
What about the real index that people actually follow?
The S&P. What are we now? 6,600 plus?
66.23 at this point in time. I'll give you the average moves. On a Fed day, the average move is 20 basis points higher.
Okay.
That's it. I thought it was way bigger than that.
So what's that, 12 points?
Yeah, it would be, 13. Nothing.
Hardly worth getting out of bed for. Unless you've got monster size.
You usually try and charge me nowadays.
All going to eat rich.
So in a day, in an up day, it's 40 basis points higher. In a down day, it's 20 basis points lower. That's the averages.
Okay. Well, I mean, back in the nutty days of 2022, was it 2021? CPI prints are coming in at 7, 8, 9%. you were getting moves of 4%, 6%.
Proper moves.
Proper moves, yeah. So, yeah, I think unless they cut by 50, it's going to be pretty much a nothing. But if they do cut by 50, you'd expect it to put on some weight.
Well, no. So Goldman's have said if there's a 50 basis point cut, it could be down 1.5% or up 1.5%. We don't know.
Well, I wonder if they're getting any splinters on their ass from that comment. Get off the fence. Jeez.
Come on. Do a 3% wide spread.
Oh, it could go 1.5 up either way. Oh, cheers for that.
Yes.
Sound.
Because
I know what you mean. Is it like, it's panic, we need to do it, we need to stimulate,
That's why they won't do it. It's not a chance.
How they deliver it, right? So, yeah, I don't think there's a chance of that. You've got to look at the percentages and how these things are baked in and all the rest of it.
Two-tier Kier, thank you, amen. I was standing on the platform at the tube station this morning going, oh, this is so annoying. The 24-hour pricing has to reset at 1 a.m.
Right.
You cannot look at your phone the next morning and go, oh, why is Palantir up 4%? Why is Tesla up another 5%? It's got to be reset. I completely agree with you, T.
Where's it running from at the moment?
It's still yesterday's move.
Yeah.
This morning.
Got you.
I want fresh moves from 1 a.m. because that's an indication of what it's going to do today, not what it did
So,
yesterday.
like, you effectively want the pre-market to start at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
You're going to reflect that back, yeah?
I will. I'll put it in my to-do file.
Tech. Time to get tech on board.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
What we're
Upgrades,
here
downgrades?
What's that?
Upgrades and downgrades?
No, we're going to go to the chart of the day and then we'll do that.
Can't win.
There's none of my stocks on there anyway, so I don't.
Go on then. Chart of the day. Let's go.
Yeah, chart of the day. It's a US stock. What's it going to be? Have we got Hamish? Hamish only tunes in at 7:52. That's what we'll do. We'll trick Hamish. We'll do chart of the day earlier tomorrow, so he can't get in and steal it from everybody else.
What's he, the wizard?
He's the wizard.
Okay.
Smashes it.
Fair enough.
Right. Okay. Let's go. Chart of the day. US stock. Let's hear it.
Chart goes down. Everybody's watching from across the town. Is it tech? Is it clean? Is it something new? Or is it just another pump to break right through? Rich says wait, but I feel the heat. Ain't says stop, but I'm moving my feet. I've got candles in my mind and a dream to sell. But the only truth is only time will tell. Guess the chart, whoa, don't look away. Is it faking love or a real parlay? Got a breakout heart and a fear of the dark. Feeling every tick when I guess that chart. The lines don't lie, but the moves might fake. Got a setup looking sweeter than a wedding cake. It's dancing left, it's moving right. I'm moonwalking through another sleepless night. Phil's got tricks in his old blue book. He gave me that smile and a sideways look. He said the market talks, but it won't explain. You gotta guess the chart and live with the pain. Guess the chart, yeah, just one try. Could be Amazon, could be Best Buy. You can draw your lines, you can pray real hard, but no one's safe when you guess that chart. Guess the chart, it's thrill or pain. You could ride the highs or crash in vain. Candles clean, no trends too smart. You can't break free from the grip of the chart. Bridge now, the beat drops low. Guess that chart. Guess that chart. Come on. Guess that chart.
We're live. Welcome back, everybody. And well done, Funky Gibbon. Funky Gibbon, boom, nailed it.
Nailed it. What was
What it was?
I thought it was Coinbase, but it was wrong.
Have a go. Avgo,
Ah, okay.
avocado, Broadcom.
Got you.
Of course it was Broadcom.
Broadcom.
What
Nice.
so Broadcom's gone from 150 to 360.
That's it.
This is why I think we are at the end of this rally. I cannot see how
You've got to remember, though, that the 150 was because of the tariff scenario.
Yeah.
So if you take
certainly.
if that take that out, then you might just be sort of kind of actually no. To be fair,
Yeah, so realistically, it's gone from what 240 to 360. Stocks are up 50%
yeah.
in a year, and it's not just the one or two. Like it's Oracle, it's
Yeah. No, I hear you. I mean, this is what I read this morning. It was quite interesting. It basically said extreme positioning, short-term traders, max long, vulnerable to any market shock, billions to be sold if the market did decline. Corporate buybacks are entering a blackout period ahead of Q3 earnings. Hedge funds could help, but not massively. Only retail left to buy up. And then it basically says here, S&P 500 risk-adjusted return hit one of the highest readings in 30 years. 90-day realized volatility versus returns climbed above 2 in August, a significant outlier since 1990. Such easy returns historically don't last forever.
yeah, such easy returns. That's what I was
Bottom
trying to
line,
explain yesterday morning.
while the
It's
bulls-
too easy.
While the bulls argue subdued discretionary positioning leaves room for upside, the market has climbed so high that any catalyst could trigger significant mechanical selling before dip buyers can step in.
Which is a crash. That's an eloquent way of describing a crash. Significant technical selling.
True. But so many people have been
Systematic.
shouting it for so long and been squeezed and hurt and lost. So, I mean, it sounds simple, but shorting markets is all about your timing, isn't it? And if you don't get your timing right, markets typically go up and you get squeezed.
So one way to do it is, let's just have a quick, what we got, 2 minutes. If you can get my screen up, please, guys. So we go to options here, we go to US 500. Now, I'm going to pick a level that I don't think it will go to, right? But the option value will explode if we got some kind of 10% correction, right? So if I go to October,
5,900.
yeah, 5,900.
5,900 puts!
The puts, they're 9 ticks, right? They're 15 basis points. That's that's commission in my day
I know,
of what
but
we had to pay.
you're like an option desk's dream as a client, though, because you're buying outside vol shots, which were unlikely to happen, right? So in theory, they should collect your premium.
Exactly.
However, you've got your insurance.
But look, we can go forget
I like doing it.
that.
I like doing it on a quarterly basis, and you basically buy them to expect to lose. But if you don't lose, the chances are you make big because everything else.
I'm gonna change it. So 11. I can buy 6,000 puts for October.
October's not far away though.
Yeah.
It's pretty close. You're going to drop 10%
In a month.
I think you just.
But I'm not doing it because I think it's going to happen. I'm doing it because if it happened, this thing will be worth 100. Right? This is a 10x trade or a 9x trade.
Would you look at it versus your overall notional of your portfolio that you've got in stocks? Would you say I've got, 10 stocks and 100 grand in each? I've got $1 million portfolio. Therefore, I'm going to try and offset risk. If there's a 10% move, that there's going to be $100,000 difference to my P&L. So therefore, I want to try and capture $100,000 out of this. In which case, you've got to buy.
Grab the bell, sorry, old boy. Right. Ring, 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 ring.
Let's go.
There we go. Proper ring of that bell. Come on, guys. You're meant to take the screen down when we're tidying it up.
Right.
Get on it this morning.
Where are we now? Let me bring up the old stop
Right.
list.
There we go. So, what are the runners and riders this morning there, Peter?
So, silver miner, fresh and yellow up to the top.
Again.
Just non-stop, isn't it? Again, this is all baking in that.
Shall we have a quick look at
rate
what
drop.
this has actually done? Look at that.
Ripped.
It's too easy.
Some chart, isn't it?
I mean, some stocks don't give you a chance to buy them, but literally, like you could have bought this at 1,400, 1,600. You would have struggled there. Even buying it 2,100.
Did you get any?
Nah, I've not traded a single share in my life. I was a mining
Never
trader.
seen a share like this giving so many opportunities. Have you got any? No. I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm short. Yeah, I've been short from 1,500. I was a mining trader for 10 years, trading every day. Used to probably do about 6,000 trades a day, and I've never traded a single share of this.
Crazy. Well, no time like the present.
It was on the mid-cap desk.
Okay, fair enough.
Right,
So yeah, what we got? Howden Joinery, they are up 3%. I think I saw something about them in my pre-market note here. 1 second. No, I did not. However, looking, if you keep those up, we can have a look and see with regards to the upgrades and downgrades whether
Yes.
or not any of them have been affected. So Ashted, AHT, they've been raised to an outperform with BNP, target price of 6,750. You've also got Diageo up 1%. You've had EasyJet down 1%.
Well, this is
cut
the
to a
big
neutral.
loser of
Yeah.
the day, and it pains me. It really does, because I'm. Oh, where's my EasyJet gone?
Let me have a look here.
Not
1
there.
second.
EasyJet down
It is the loser of the day. It's down.
3, isn't it?
1 sec. Sorry, my screen isn't fitting my screen.
Ow.
1 second. It is down 2.68%.
What's that? £4.60ish.
Yes.
Where do you buy
460.
EasyJet? I'm tempted, but I've got to say, JP Morgan know more than I do, and if they're cutting them to underperform,
They've cut them to neutral, to be fair.
oh, neutral. Sorry.
Yeah.
Neutral.
Yeah. And then, Fresnillo unchanged, REIT overweight at JPM, price target raised to 25 quid from £21. Halion cut to equal weight at Barclays, price target of 380. And Unilever, they've named a new CFO. And then in the 250, nothing too interesting there, I don't think. Kia up 2%. In line with expectations, and yeah, that's about it. The old favourite SWC are now doing something with Coinbase, which is interesting.
Right, let's go on to that in a second. But the question of the day, Pete Ward, are you worth it?
L'Oreal, very good. Yes, also on the upgrades and downgrades.
JP Morgan do not think that L'Oreal is worth it. They're cutting them to underperform.
See,
So I would imagine if we scroll over, we're going to see L'Oreal, as if by magic, down 2.5%. JP Morgan got some swing in this game, don't they?
they do indeed. Yeah, maybe they'll wash away those red. No, it's gone. It's gone.
Oh,
failed.
You botched that one, didn't
Watched
you?
it.
You're going to need some Clearasil on that.
Very good. Nice.
God, dear.
Right.
Good joke when you
Yeah, so nothing too crazy going on really. Rio's up, Fresnillo's up, so mining up, and then looking at things, down at the bottom end of the table, we've got EasyJet, BT Group, Unilever, Vodafone. Nothing is standing out.
Whoa.
big,
When
hugely
did that
off.
happen? ASML. That is one that I completely missed last week when I was away. That was 640 last time.
It usually is when we look, and now it's at 750, but you can probably guess in 2 weeks' time we'll be back at 630.
580.
But yeah, I've still got big hopes for that one. Got that one in the SIP. As kind of they make the chips of chips, right? So
Or the machines that make the chips.
the Gigo, whatever they're called. And then I saw something on Ferrari as well this morning. Did you see that?
Yeah, Ferrari initiated by Berenberg.
Yeah, with a buy rating compelling a long-term investment trade. And it was Jefferies that downgraded L'Oreal to underperform, not JP Morgan.
Apologies.
That's all right. You stand corrected, said the man in the orthopedic shoes.
Oh dear. You do give this show a leg up. You really
That's
do.
it. Very nice. Very good.
Right. So let's take a look at commodities and foreign exchange. You've already given away the move of the days. Guys, still keeping up. 136.23 in cable.
Yeah.
So it is just bulletproof, isn't it?
It is, but it's all dollar weakness, isn't it? It's not sterling strength. It's not like employment figures this morning were amazing, or we've got CPI tomorrow from the UK as well, and there's budgets coming up. There's marches on the street. It's like the UK isn't the safe place to store your pounds or store your money, right? But it's just all this dollar weakness on the expectation for the Fed tomorrow. So I don't read it as being that bullish for the UK.
I sold quite a few things in my ISA and SIP. But some of them were in dollars, and now I brought them back to pounds. So now I'm worried that if we get a move lower in cable, I would have been better keeping my money in ETFs, even if they drop.
Fortunately for you, you can hedge off that currency risk with a spread bet.
I can, but I've done that, and I'm losing money on it.
Well, that's what the hedge is for.
Yeah, true. Yeah. And in this case, it really is a hedge, isn't it? Because you are selling the thing that you've got, and you're neutralizing it. It's always like a free hedge selling cable.
Although usually when you hedge, you want to hedge the thing that you don't want to happen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't want cable to go down.
No, but you've already closed it, haven't you?
No, I've got it.
All right. Okay. Fine.
Yeah. Only like $4 a point, so it's not.
Got you.
It's not huge.
Fine.
Commodities, oil. Yeah, there's nothing really in commodities, is there?
It's been a bit dry of late, really. Oil. It's been in just a downward trend, steadily, just nowhere near the moves you normally get.
Nah.
It's all about the stocks these days, isn't it? Coinbase, Tesla, all that sort of stuff.
We'll have a look, since I've mentioned it, we'll have a look at my positions. So Apple, I've just got a load of options on, forget about them. FTSE, I've got a load of options on. You don't mind a bit of a go on a FTSE option?
I don't.
Got a bit on there, not doing much. Gold, a load of options on there, but there's that cable position I was talking about. So it's only, it's $54,000 worth of notional.
Yeah.
But yeah, offside already, 1% on that. I only put it on Friday, I think. So that's going to be a big one to watch on the Fed.
Yeah, just looking what else you've got in there.
I've got a bit of equal. I'm short S&P 500 and I'm long this equal weight, 40,000 of that.
Which is basically S&P as if they're all the same weight, right?
As if, it kind of ranges from 2%. 2% is the absolute max, going down to like 0.1%.
So it's not skewed by the Mag 7.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hasn't really done much, though.
Yeah.
Hasn't done much.
Whatever happened on your crazy MDAX? I remember you were spouting that one for a while.
Yeah, that turned out quite well, actually.
Yeah, nice.
Not amazing, but...
I do like these different approaches.
Yesterday, I went into this home construction. And this is just the thinking that if we do get a dovish 25 basis point cut, I think the market might come off, but home builders and home construction generally, like Home Depot and things like that, they'll get another wind.
Because it becomes more affordable for you to get a house, or more affordable for you to borrow money to do your house up?
Both.
Okay, lovely.
Double whammy, Pete Ward.
That's what we like.
Yeah, Poppy saying buying short-dated puts on the SPX. So I bought $30 a point of that 6,000 put for October.
Oh, you did it?
Not because I think it's going there.
Yeah.
Because I think if we move quickly down to 6,400, which I do think
you get the premium move.
Boom. It'll be worth double and double again.
Yeah.
So it'll be worth 40 points.
Yeah.
Potentially.
I've seen that happen against me. Never in my favour, sadly.
Yeah.
I've sold at 20 and seen it valuing at 500.
When it moves, doesn't it?
48 hours difference, but that was April, and we are moving on.
we don't mention April.
We don't mention April.
Right, we're going to get Angelina in here in a couple of minutes to quiz you, and then we got Piers coming up at 8:30. Much else on for the rest of the day, Peter?
Yeah, meeting with a client at 9:30, and then I think meeting with a client at 12:30, and then a few other bits and pieces.
Okay, you don't mind, eh? A nice little trip round the capital, beautiful sunny day.
Correct, yeah. Jump on the line bike.
On the line bike, yeah.
Although actually both of these are in the city, so
Easy.
fine.
Right, Angeline, coming up next, then it's Piers. Don't go anywhere. But sorry, hang on. Hang on a second. If you've enjoyed Pete Ward this morning, give us a like.
That's it. Like and subscribe.
That little thumbs up. I don't think that's got any on it at the moment. Let's see. Let me update my screen here. Give us that thumbs up.
Thumbs down.
Yeah, if you don't like Pete Ward, give us a thumbs down. Oh, I just hit it by mistake. But yeah, if you're not a subscriber already, please subscribe to the show. I want to get the woman who does Jet2 Holidays advert in here.
Yeah.
To do that.
Voiceover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing beats Trade Live with IG.
Yeah, that's it. That's my neighbour. She's telling me she's doing a bit of voiceover work. So it's the ultimate mum job because you can you can do your own booth in your house, and then they send out bits and pieces for you to do.
Nice. We are actually recording a radio advert today.
Interesting.
So it's great, and you've got the face for radio, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So
what radio station would be going on?
Don't know actually. What would you advertise on?
I don't know. It's difficult, isn't it? We change the demographic quite frequently. Yeah,
we'll go mainstream.
Mainstream, yeah. Don't know. Well, if we're doing the sirens, one extra.
There it is. Right, okay, it's 8:12. Go make your cup of coffee. Angelina will be here in 2. If you're looking for flexible ways to trade financial markets, whether you're experienced or new to trading, you've come to the right place. CFDs let you speculate on the price of financial instruments like shares, indices, forex, and commodities without actually owning them. You can benefit from both rising and falling prices across 17,000 markets, letting you find the perfect opportunity. So if you think the market's going up, you buy. If you think it's going to go down, you sell. When trading CFDs, you're trading on leverage. Now, leverage lets you trade bigger positions with less money up front. So this increases your profits on your trades, but also remember your losses are also amplified. So be sure to manage your risk. With us, you're not alone. You're part of a wide community of traders that you can learn from. We've got the experts, the tools, and extensive educational resources to help you on your journey. If you're not quite ready to trade CFDs with real money, you can always give it a go on a demo account. Open an account today, join the conversation, and be inspired to make moves.
Let's do this. Hello, Pat Cash. So guys, I've always been known to be the fastest, the fittest, mentally the toughest, but the cash returns. That's something else. Watch and learn. Come on, Pat. Cash returns, come on. Hey guys, where are you going? You're not going to get better than cash returns. Cash returns.
Welcome to the Art of Investing, a brand new podcast to help you achieve your investing goals. Join me, Rich McDonald, and my co-hosts, Mark Spice Holden and Chris CJ Fellingham, every Friday when we bring you updates from the markets and insights from our combined 100 years of investing experience.
Hey, welcome friends. It is a sunny and bright Tuesday. Well, it's not sunny and bright though, it's Scancell.
No, yeah.
Whew. But it was 3 that was sunny and bright. Scancell is now up 3.8% there.
Real curveball there, Anthony.
I know. My wonderfully concocted segue. Scancell, you familiar with this stock? I have to say, this is one that I've only heard of, not ever had a position in.
Right, you know, I've never had a position in it, but it's well, they're at 4% now.
Yeah, it is fascinating, and thank you very much for pointing this out, because it's one I've heard in my household, but not taking a position in. So Scancell delivers immunotherapy type products. So it uses your body, your T cells, your neutrophils, I think is what they were trying to develop as well,
right,
to have a targeted system.
Okay.
So rather than having, for example, chemo, which just is like a big mallet and tries to smash the cancer cells, right?
Yeah, and does a lot of damage to the other parts of your body.
Scancell tries to, and products they make, try to target whatever issue or cancer, a disease that you've got. So, yeah, really good and interesting one.
Non-exec director purchase, I think, calling it higher this morning, purchasing 3.1 million additional shares. So yeah, let's push that higher.
Yeah, so they make things like Immunobody, Glymab, Avidimab as well. For my sins, my mum and many in my family are NHS trained, and my mum worked on Operation Theatre.
Okay.
So we had very unappetizing dinner conversations.
Right, I see, yeah.
Yeah, so S3 is the other one. That was the one that I wanted to look at first. S3 is getting slammed at the moment.
That's the recruitment firm, right?
Yes. And so they came out with not very good mood music, hiring slowdown to persist in fiscal 2026.
So yeah, they've been smacked now for 21.5%.
Yeah.
Trading off the lows though, low 134. Now trading around 143.8 at 146, moving quite a bit. 350,000 shares traded. Yeah, whipping around.
Yeah, and just taking a look at the
does that give you a picture of the sort of recruitment world, the jobs world, or is it just a little micro of that particular company, do you think?
I think it does overall illustrate that the UK labour market remains weak, right? We all have had anecdotal evidence of that from many companies. S3 itself also giving some granularity to their outlook. Net fees falling 12% for the 3-month period ending August 31st. But taking a look at the shares, that it has been in a lot of pain. And this is the weekly chart. Taking a look left, this takes it to levels. Today's move takes it to levels not seen since 2009.
Crikey.
Yeah. And, with the budget coming up as well.
We had the employment numbers this morning as well, which were kind of in line. Claimant count rate for August was slightly higher, but it shows that, employment is ticking along, but neither beating or missing estimate really. But interesting to see that stock there right back down there since 2009. That is some serious price capitulation.
Yeah.
I wonder what pushed it so much higher in 2020 up to 6. But
could potentially move lower. That's not its lowest level. I mean, 2008 was its lowest level. So a good thing to always, trader friends, always check 3 durations just to make sure you haven't missed anything. Also, if you look to the left of the chart, that's why we say that here, price has memory is the old saying. And, it can always fall lower as well as higher. So make sure you look left to see what kind of historical moves this chart has had. This is the weekly chart. Another one that is interesting this morning, the banks. Earlier on this week, we saw a bit of a bounce back, bit of rotation last week into banks, but now it looks like it's easing back off again. Any interest in on the desks from clients regarding banks?
Yeah, I mean, Lloyd's is always a firm favourite amongst our client base. I mean, it's still sitting above 80p, holding up quite nicely. Has retraced a bit, but I mean, not long ago that was trading in the 50s. So some stuff has started to break out, and it'd be interesting to see now whether this continues its ascent and gets back up to the pound level, because that was a big, I think 90p was a big psychological level. Post the 2008 crash, which seems a long time ago, but we got what, 30p I think as a low, and then it kind of stuck around in the mid 50s, 60s, and now it's pushing on. Obviously does a decent dividend. Barclays, NatWest, all those going fairly well, but yeah, interesting to see if people hang on for further gains, or they go, right, okay, the upside trajectory here is potentially limited now at these levels. And it's more likely that it'll retrace than push on. I don't know. I mean, with the budget looming and things like that, do you start piling in at the top? Probably not.
No, you probably wait for a bit of a correction before getting back in.
I think so, yeah. But yeah, any other stocks that you've been looking at recently?
Yeah, have to say Sprott is one that is moving, friends. So you heard me saying back in June, July that I was getting into the Sprott miners. This is the junior miners, and Luke and I often debate this because Luke went with
copper or uranium?
Uranium.
Okay.
Luke went with the yellow cake, so he went with the fuel itself. I went with the miners, and I said they are likely to see the moves at first. And just giving you a quick look here, I am at the point actually. I'm wondering whether I should start piling more on, or whether I should start taking some off, because I'm getting a bit nervous. You know, the Trump meeting this week, and they're likely to talk about this nuclear deal. But anything can happen, right, with Trump? And I've already seen quite a big upside, 20-25%.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I think that the whole use case is still there and growing and becoming even more relevant, right? They need to use uranium, they need to use these things for the small modular reactors, they need to use it to power the AI, the data centers, all this sort of stuff.
Energy play.
So it's a huge energy play, that and copper as well, they use it. So I feel like, the trend's your friend, and don't panic just because you're making money. You've got your position in, you've done your research, it's going right. Let it do what it needs to do. And if you really want, take out your original investment size and run the rest.
And one of the...
I got a note actually yesterday on one of the alerts popped on my phone. I forgot I said it ages ago. You can do the recurrent price change alerts. I got Oklo Power, which is another one.
Yes.
With NewScale in the States. That was a 10% mover yesterday on the upside. So these things are starting to move. Rich mentioned earlier in the show as well the new Google investment into Hertfordshire for the data center. Obviously that needs power. Where does that power come from? Well, don't know. They've partnered up with Shell, but are they also going to do something in the uranium front? Don't know. But I think it all plays into your trade kind of in a nice way. There's no real headwinds, I don't think, for that.
No, I don't think so. In Oklo,
apart from a change of mood in camp on actual usage of uranium because of safety risk or whatever.
Yeah.
But for now, it seems like it's gung ho, right? Go for it.
Yeah, I'm thinking about putting more on, just because it plays into my base theory hasn't changed, right? All the devices. I mean, you heard me this morning saying I'm never going to put more money into Apple ever again, because my daughter's managed to sidestep my husband's phone lock by using Siri. We have a pod, the Apple Home Pod thing.
Okay.
So she used it this morning to get past the security to call me.
Right.
And
Smart.
I was out there having a bit of a fit, going, do you realise I'm actually at work?
What did you
to
want?
come on with a great Pete Ward. And so, yeah, what did she want? That is the question. She's like she's 5,000 once. Many of our clients have met her.
Yeah.
She came to one of our events.
Oh, really? Which one? The tasty event, was it?
Yeah, the one in, I think you were there too.
I don't think I remember you saying she's coming, but I wasn't there. It was on that really hot day, wasn't it?
No, not that one. The one prior, which was next to Fortnum and Mason.
Okay.
Yeah, R6 Sana was there.
Okay.
Andrew Duck was there.
Nice.
And yeah, it was fantastic. And she completely got it. She looked up and said, "How am I going to remember all of this?" And she's only 9. So let's take a look at something else that is been really coming moving quite fast recently. This is one that was highlighted by Monkey Man.
Wolf speed.
Yeah, Wolf Speed. Let's have a quick look there and take a look at that move higher. Wolf Speed, why is this not offered on all sessions, Pete?
I don't know. Typically, they look at various metrics. One is how much volume gets traded in the pre-market, and also the volatility of the bid and offer. Because what they don't want is something that's like, I mean, what's the price of Wolf Speed there? Yeah, so $3. In the pre-market, that could easily be like 1.4 at 3, which is super wide, and it makes it very difficult to price that in the pre-market because you've got to then also do stops and limits. So you don't want people getting stopped and limited on like super wide pricing. So it needs to be fairly tight pricing, good volatility, bigger stocks really, usually the blue chips. But you never know. As it grows,
Yeah.
maybe it gets it.
Yeah, Wolfspeed Chip Company. And Monkey, thank you so much for introducing this to me because I'm going to take a closer look at it. They specialize in wide bandgap silicon carbide and gallium nitride materials and devices. So effectively making things for power applications that aid EVs, renewable energy and data centers. So this really does fit in rather nicely to the AI power.
How are you getting on with your new motor?
Oh, it's great. So the Polestar 3, I had a long drive on Sunday.
Yeah.
And I answered several questions that have been bugging me.
Okay.
I think I came over and had a bit of a, why is it doesn't do this? Why is it I can't? So the reason why it doesn't have auto drop-down mirrors when I reverse and park, I still like parking by myself. I just think it's a skill that you need to keep alive. So I don't engage the auto park. The reason why it doesn't have it is because its cameras are so good. Its park assist cameras with the lines are so good, you don't really need the mirrors. Okay, so that's one. Dislikes, it hums in a B flat when it's reversing.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Like you hear the Tesla hum sometimes when they're reversing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't get that in mine, which is nice, but I know what you mean.
Yeah.
It's that,
I find that I have tried to change it. I cannot find the setting. I've been told you can't change sounds.
Yeah. It's funny, isn't it, when you get a car like the, it takes, I'd say a couple of good long drives to really bed in with it.
It does.
And learn all the bits and pieces.
Yeah. The heads-up display, awesome.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. The maps are still not used to approaching the car and needing a phone to unlock the car. Still not used to that, I have to say.
Is that something you have to have?
You have the key card as well.
Yeah.
But yet again, I find that a bit weird. I feel like I'm...
Because I had the thing in mind where you could do it on the phone. I just couldn't bother to just use the clicker.
I don't have a clicker. I have a card.
Yeah.
And it feels like I'm going to some sort of hotel room.
Yes.
Which also feels weird. And also, thank you, Mature, thank you so much. And many of those as well telling me, Ange, you'll get used to the the fact that you don't hear the engine anymore.
It's different. It is different.
It is different.
I mean, the main kicker with all these cars is the ridiculous uptake as soon as you put your foot down.
Yeah.
Nuts.
It's the torque is unbelievable.
Yeah, crazy.
So Andrew McKilvey asking us to look at nVent Electric, as mentioned by Piers. Let's have a look at that. Piers is also, yes, Phil, come again. Okay, this is the last one because we need to wrap before Piers, as we are talking about this. Piers is going to be talking about NVent as well, and NVent has been moving higher. He will talk about Viking Therapeutics as well, and also Broadcom, I think, and Zalando. He's also going to talk about why he thinks the markets are stubbornly high. He thinks they should come down. So he's on the same side as Rich. I am too. As of 2 weeks ago, I became a bear live on the show.
Nice.
So I am moving my dollar cost averaging into things you might be asking, where is she dollar averaging to now? So I'm moving all that to the Berkshire Hathaways,
Okay.
the JP Morgans,
Yeah.
the Goldman Sachs.
Oh, yeah.
For now, for the wait and see, and hopefully in the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks, we will have a situation where we can fill our boots.
So you're moving the money into other stocks. You're not just sitting on cash.
Some of it is cash on the sidelines,
Yeah.
but if I feel like, when you kind of like, a bit FOMO, a bit FOMO, a bit impatient, I try and then have a watch list of things that I like irregardless, right? Good times, bad times.
Yeah, and you can do defensive plays as well, right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So this is what I'm looking at the moment. Right, we're going to have to go to break because we're going to have Tech Focus with Piers up next. So any questions, and slam the like and subscribe button. Please put your questions here. We'll get them asked.
Watch Trade Live with IG weekdays from 7:30 a.m. on our brand new YouTube channel at Trade Live with IG.
As well as the live show on our new YouTube, you will find our full beginner's course to trading options, daily YouTube shorts of all the action that happens after the show is finished, and Trade of the Week and Psychology of Markets.
And don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons for more exclusive trading content.
Let's do this. Hello, Pat Cash. So guys, I've always been known to be the fastest, the fittest, mentally the toughest, but the cash returns, that's something else. Watch and learn. Come on, Pat. Cash returns, come on. Hey guys, where are you going? You're not going to get better than cash returns.
Do you like the sound of tax-free trading? Well, that's exactly what spread betting enables you to do. This tax-free way of trading lets you speculate on the price of over 17,000 financial instruments, like shares, indices, forex, and commodities, without actually owning them. With spread betting, you can benefit from both rising and falling prices, letting you find the perfect opportunity. So if you think the market's going up, you buy. If you think it's going down, then you can sell short. Not only is spread betting exempt from capital gains tax, but it's also commission free. All you pay is the spread. With us, you're not alone. You're part of a wide community of traders that you can learn from. We've got the experts, the tools, and extensive educational resources to help you on your journey. If you're not quite ready to trade with real money, you can always give it a go on a demo account. Open an account today, join the conversation, and be inspired to make moves. Right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Tech Focus and Piers Buckworth. He's made it in this week. Well done.
Back in action, mate.
What happened to you? Some rubbish about some delays in the tube last week?
Yeah, well, getting in from Hampshire was difficult last week. Doing anything from last week, you have to take a bike everywhere.
Is that what were you on the bike?
I was on the bike, yeah. I took the bike all the time. Bikes are great, actually. Much easier than the tube.
Yes.
Unless it's raining, of course. But yeah,
How are you, Piers?
Good to be back, mate.
You don't sound yourself. You got a bit of a cold.
I'm not feeling very well. I've been sick for the last 3 days, but I'm
Fair play
getting there.
coming in.
I'm getting there.
Because we have a lot to cover.
We do. I mean, the market is just doing the same thing it's been doing for a while, although the leadership's different. And you know what? So when was the last time we spoke about markets? 3-4 weeks ago?
Was it that? Yeah. Because well, no, we did one from outside the studio. This is the first time you've been in the new studio, isn't it?
It's quite weird in the studio because I have to look more penetrating into your eyes, which is terrifying.
You love it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the market is just rotating and grinding, and the shorts that continue. I mean, the options market just shows you how confused everyone is at an index level. I mean, every day I speak to my options guys, and implied vol is, the puts and the calls, they're all over the shop. They go from cheap to expensive to fair value, and ultimately no one really has a clue. And the bearish positioning that continues to mount up just keeps getting ground out. And it's healthy, right? Palantir and Nvidia and Broadcom are no longer leading this market, right? There's other names that are leading this market, and all the names that we've talked about for months now that were unloved, names like Google. We didn't talk about Oracle, unfortunately, but that's obviously come to the table amongst many others, right? Micron, of course, is leading. I mean, that's just exploded. I mean, that's just an extraordinary inflection story, that one. I mean, now they're trading on a ridiculous overbought level, 85 RSI. I mean, Google's on 88 RSI, by the way. Last time it was that overbought was in 2016, I think.
It's had a quite a positive run of news stories.
It's been just a perfect run from the ideal situation being underweight, unloved, just sitting there doing nothing. Everyone's like, what shall I do with Google? Are they going to lose their search business? We discussed it on the show.
Yeah.
To great numbers, people changing their mind about the AI and realizing that they are actually the AI kings and they'll be fine, to upgrades, to antitrust being backed off, to just a multitude of things. And then and everyone's gone from underweight to overweight in a short period of time, which of course has caused the stock to go completely parabolic.
Which we're going to show on a chart when the guys wake up in the gallery. So you can see it there, the move from 200 to 250. I mean, at what point
look at that move.
Is that excessive? So that
it's this $1 million question, isn't it? I mean, the fact that we're talking about Google as where's the excessive move based on the fact that 3 months ago that no one wanted to even touch it.
Zero interest.
But this is what the market does, right? It finds the high quality companies that haven't been loved and it rotates into them.
Or is it desperate to find anything?
Maybe, I don't know. Listen, this market is what it is, right? It's exuberant. It's overheated. It's ignoring every other thing, right? There's plenty of reasons to be excited about this tape, but there's also plenty of things, in a normal world that would be,
terrifying.
Cause for some, at least taking a breath. I mean, look what's going on in the labour market, right? I mean, labour market's cooling. We all know that. Mm-hmm. It's an open question as to whether it's cooling too much. Then, of course, we've got the Fed tomorrow night. What are they going to say? What are they going to do? The market is obviously anticipating a cut and then guidance of 2 more cuts, I think. But, at the end of the day, there's plenty of things to be concerned about. But the market just doesn't care, and it hasn't cared for a long time. And it's frustrating for those of us who, have been in markets for 20 years plus and expecting some sort of volatility at some point. But there's a lot of money to be made. I could have made a lot more money if I hadn't had hedges on, but nonetheless, still making money in the books that I run.
Well, that's
just trading in and out of things, really nervously in and out. You've got to be disciplined.
And I think some people, we're getting to levels now where some people will think, what's the point in hedging? Why they'll see gains, they'll see things like Oracle, and the moves are so big. That they'll chase and they'll lose discipline. Because if you think it can't go down, then January 2018 taught you, then you short vol.
Yeah.
And when you're short vol at these levels, because the market goes up every day, 20 basis points, 30 basis points, that's when you get an absolute smash in the face.
Yeah, listen, it happens every now and then, right? And it's amazing when the market loses its bid, it loses its bid. And if you're in the very liquid stuff, you're fine, you can get out. If you're in the illiquid stuff, not so much. But it's just the problem is that trying to sell it before that happens
Yeah.
is just it's a mug's game, and it hurts. And you know, I speak to retail people all the time now because of this TikTok thing that I'm doing, right? And it's fascinating to listen to their mindset. Thousands of people talk to me every single day, right?
I gotta say thank you for yesterday, because you put out a video in the morning usually about 11.
I do sometimes. Usually I do one morning, especially if there's something to talk about, which there always generally is.
Yeah.
Something midday if there's something to talk about, and then maybe one in the evening as well. So maybe 3 videos a day, 2 minimum. But it's
You went out yesterday saying a tactical buy or trading buy on Oracle when it was 293.
Yeah, well, and I got very lucky because about 10 minutes later, there was news that Trump wants them to buy TikTok. But then to be clear, I sold that pre-market when it was up 5%, right? And then didn't touch it again because I think it's a little bit. I think it's that move that we saw, the 40% move, was partly because of the underweight, partly because of the huge re-rating and the shock numbers, and partly because of the options. And the options bit always just needs to calm down a little bit. So it has come back 10% from the highs, so that's kind of okay. But I do feel like it needs to come back a little bit more.
Yeah.
And that might be me being a bit of a bit pedantic about the very, very near term. But it depends what you're doing. If you want to buy this stock today and sell it tomorrow as a trade, I don't think you're going to make much money. If you want to start building a position over the next year or two, big re-rating story, that's what you need to start doing.
Because it's the way the market operates, isn't it?
Yeah.
You need to find, there will be new shareholders made in Oracle now because it's a new story, but the existing ones think, oh my gosh, I've got suddenly 25, 30%. Right, if you want more of Piers, said nobody ever, then here he is. Look at that beautiful face on there. US tech trader.
Wow.
With 2,588 followers. Buddy,
Well, only just it's a baby
last
steps.
time I looked, it was like 300. What's
getting there?
happened?
Do you know what? I just decided. In fact, it was you obviously who got me into doing this. And there's 2 parts to this. One is I love talking about markets, and it doesn't necessarily bother me in the short term to be doing it for free for people. But what I really love about it is I wasn't sure about what the comments would be like, what the reception would be like, what the audience is going to be like. And obviously it's very early days, but it's just, I reckon I've received and responded to hundreds of comments, and on a daily basis I do at least 50.
Yeah.
And 99.9% of them are incredibly supportive and positive. And every now and then some idiot says something that's trying to be smart and then just gets hosed. But then everyone else is just very positive, and it's fun, right? It is fun.
It is.
I mean, obviously the end game is to have enough people to make some money out of it, but in the meantime, it's fun engaging with people who.
If I could invest in you and your TikTok right now, I would. There you go.
Well, there we go. That's an endorsement, given how much you like to short my stock. The reason I mentioned TikTok is, of course, because it looks like Oracle will be buying the US part of the business. Yeah, if that happens, I mean, it's quite extraordinary. I use the word extraordinary for Trump stuff all the time, but is it really extraordinary? Nothing's extraordinary.
It's just ordinary now.
It's just another day in the office, right? I mean, no doubt Larry Ellison's having a great time right now, taking over Musk's position as the richest man in the world. What's he got, 44% of that company? That's insane. So he's obviously mates with Trump, and they've obviously had a hell of a lot of lunches and dinners talking about this before. I have no idea how that fits into the business model. Who cares? Does it matter? I don't know. All that matters is that
they host it at the moment.
Yeah, of course, sure. But I mean, it's not the natural fit for a software company to be buying TikTok. Well, maybe, I don't know. I don't even know what's real and what's not real anymore.
So do they get some kind of meta premium? Because they're now the main challenger of Meta.
I think we're in the middle of the re-rating right now. Yesterday's news and this news is obviously just yet another thing for everyone to get their head around.
Yeah.
I suppose.
But sorry, you've already had. Well, you're going through a re-rating for the core business, but is this an additional re-rating because it is now has a meta?
Well, it has the social. Perhaps it has the social media valuation. If that's the case, I'd like to see what the deal looks like in terms of how the revenues will hit their numbers. But let's assume that is now baked into the rating of this company.
Well, Trump will
25 4 times forward earnings for Oracle makes them dirt cheap. I mean, let's just quickly put that in perspective. Their top line revenue is 55%, right? For 23 times forward earnings, which is pretty much quite cheap actually in the way that's mega cheap. That's like 100% too cheap. It's 400% cheap if you want to talk in the Palantir language.
Yeah.
Right. And why is Palantir's business better than Oracle's business? Mark Benioff the other day was on CNBC saying, I'm very envious of the premium the market pays for Palantir's business. We don't have their growth profile, but even if the market applied the multiple to them, to us that they did to them, we'd be like 300% higher. But and he was applauding it, but I was at the same time like, okay, but why is it anyway? So I've given up on Palantir. We made some money out of the short. I'm just stepping aside. I can't be bothered anymore.
Right, Boise is saying he is loving all your Tiki Talks.
Oh yeah, he's on there, is he?
Just you got cut out the hi guys.
Cut. Is that what he's saying?
Give us your intro. What's your intro? Come on.
Hi guys. Yeah, you love that, don't you? I'm talking to them.
Hi guys.
On a personal level. Hi guys. Morning.
It's got a lot.
You love
of that.
it,
especially on holiday when you were,
Yeah. But that's all by design, right?
Yeah.
In the Hamptons with the Top Gun hat on.
The Top Gun hat's very cool. Right, we've got a lot of questions coming in. So, can we please run through Plug? And,
Yeah, sure.
mRNA and then also Qualcomm.
Yeah, great. So Plug is kind of, excuse me, Plug is kind of consolidating, which is unusual in recent times for this stock. Every time it sells off, it's supported. The technicals are still intact. I bought some back yesterday. And I've been trading around. My hope, and there's nothing that's really changed too much in this story.
Yeah.
I suppose the best thing they have going for them at the moment is that a lot of the junk stocks are starting to catch a bid. It's just that the focus has been on quantum and AI and nuclear fission and all these other sexy areas, and not so much on hydrogen. But
so just a reminder for everybody who's just tuning in for the first time hearing about Plug, a quick snapshot of what they do.
So Plug Power are a hydrogen fuel cell company. The best way to describe what they do is their customers like Amazon, Walmart, Costco. They make small hydrogen fuel cells that go into the warehouse forklift trucks, for example.
Right.
And they've got other applications around the world. They have a contract with Volvo as well. Listen, if you rewind the clock, this company was going to be a darling. It was trading at $65 a share and going to 100, according to Citron, the biggest short seller in the world.
Yeah.
Now we're trading at $1.50. Balance sheet problems, regulatory problems, and just a lack of growth really, and is the problem. But the short interest is 32%. It's a short squeeze stock. They've improved their balance sheet. They've improved their customer base. The regulatory situation has improved for them because they do get the tax credits. Mm-hmm. Solar didn't, they did. So there is a base under the stock now. And I think it's just a matter of time until it has a squeeze up to $2.5, $3.
But with a high risk warning.
It's a very, very high risk stock. So you keep a low position and a tight stop loss. For
Market comes off. This is probably $1.20.
Yeah, potentially, yeah.
Right, next one.
What was the other one we said? Qualcomm.
What do you want to do? Yeah, Qualcomm.
Qualcomm's a fascinating company, right? These guys are one of the only large cap semiconductors that are still very cheap and very unloved versus the market. I've loved Qualcomm for many years. They've been involved in lots of antitrust because these guys piss a lot of people off because they own the intellectual property that everyone's hostage to. They are the brains of all of mobile phones, whether it be the Apple phone or the Samsung phone. MediaTek in Taiwan is the only other company in the world that make chip modems for phones. Wow. But they're nowhere near as powerful as the Snapdragon. Look at the Mercedes F1 car; it says Snapdragon all over it, right?
This is Nick Feingold starting to like this stock as well.
I've loved this stock for years, but it's a heartbreaker, and the reason why that is because they're still too slight. Their AI business, it's all about AI, right, and growth. These guys are similar to Broadcom, but more so. They're weighted heavily in the smartphone business, right, which is a low growth business.
Yeah.
Their AI business is slowly catching up. And don't make no mistake, these guys are the brain power of the semiconductor world. They're very arrogant. They say that they invented 4G, which they pretty much did. They invented 5G. They're very arrogant. They piss everyone off. They've got antitrust all over the world. Very cheap, high quality cash cow. But they just need to get that revenue growth going again. I think I love it, but it's just I want to see it.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that we'll look back in 3 months and say, oh, remember when we talked about Qualcomm.
Having said that, for me, I've got a lot of history with this stock. I've been saying this for a long time. But We're at the inflection point in AI for a number of companies. Marvell, Qualcomm are two great examples of stock. Micron 3 months ago, but now that's now got the value being baked in.
Yeah.
These guys are unloved and high quality.
There was M&A at one stage, wasn't there?
They've done a lot. The Qualcomm bought, and I'm just trying to remember the name of the company. I should know. I was just thinking about it. I've had a mind blank.
Yeah.
It was a while ago. It was quite
UK?
Yeah, it was a UK company, and it's really
Wasn't
annoying me.
Arm.
AlphaWave. AlphaWave? Yeah, I think that's the name of the company. It's a UK company that helps, and this is a great example of how they're getting into the data center, which is what they want to do. It's AlphaWave, are a UK company that specialises in speeding up the transition of data in the data center. They bought them for that reason and for that initiative. So there's a lot going on in Qualcomm that's very exciting. It's just a matter of the market actually appreciating it. So I like it a lot. What was the other one that they just mentioned?
So, well, we mentioned Marvell, didn't we? So,
Marvell, yeah. I mean, look, it's had its sell-off. Those of you who owned it, I actually didn't own it into earnings because I just because I hate owning anything into earnings, and I basically got lucky because it sold off. But bought it back at 62, whatever it was. I'm just going to hold on to it unless there's a reason not to hold on to it, right? I mean, you got to be respectful of the price action. It doesn't. It's kind of just sitting there doing nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. No one knows about. No. Again, just to give you some feedback from the retail world of TikTok. It's amazing how many people have come back to me on this particular call. Out of all the things I've mentioned, this one has had the biggest reception.
Right.
Hundreds and hundreds of people have come back to me and said, "Love that call, totally agree. I'm in this for the long run. Wicked." Like it was.
Yeah, I must admit, I do like it.
Overwhelmingly strong, which goes to show you it has a big retail following, not a big institutional following, and that's why it has massive rallies. But at the moment, the retail crew are just quietly sitting there, not doing much about it. When I say retail crew, it's the US guys you really want. But they do need to deliver, right? And just to put it in perspective, their revenue growth was 58%. 58%, and they're down 2% on earnings. I mean, it's a bit much, if you ask me. It's the bottom line that's the problem, right? They need to be improving those margins. But you know, for me, it's just a matter of time. I'll stop loss at 60 or whatever, and just sit with it.
I think Morgan Stanley called it best after the results. They said, "We keep on saying that this stock is going to have a big move up because of X, Y, Z, but every single quarter we're disappointed."
Yeah.
So we're still waiting for it.
Well, exactly. I mean, listen, I've seen this many times before in Marvell. Marvell's like AMD on steroids. And what I mean by that is that AMD has moments in the doldrums just recently. I mean, I was on the show 6 months ago and no one wanted to buy that thing. It's now 100% higher.
Yeah.
It's a battleground stock that has its ups and downs. Marvell is like that, but more. And so it's kind of in one of those moments right now. I just think it's not a trading stock. I just whack it in the book, forget about it, and put a stop loss, and don't worry about it. And for the time being, there's other things to trade.
Like CoreWeave.
Like CoreWeave, which is spicy as hell. I mean, listen, buying the dip on this thing, which I did, and then of course sold it too early like an idiot. Now I'm a bit confused as to what to do, but the news flow changes almost daily in this stock. So prior to yesterday, we had 2 upgrades, 1 downgrade, a big bear report out, detailed report on how they think that the GPU rental business is a bit of a scam, not a scam, is a little bit of a fad and too capital intensive and ultimately not going to lead to the margins that they want. So there's lots of short sellers circling on this stock. Remember that, because they've got a lot of debt. So, you know, unlike some of these other companies, well, Palantir is actually the same.
Short sellers just don't believe in the model, do they?
They don't necessarily believe in the model. They don't like the balance sheet. They don't necessarily believe in the model. But there's loads of bulls as well. Plus, it's a retail favorite. Plus, and you've got to remember, retail favorite. There's options activities massive. The moves are 10% on a piece of news, not 5%. Yesterday's a great example. NVIDIA have just signed a new deal with them. Remember that NVIDIA are obviously in bed with them already. Yeah. It's a $5 billion deal. Over 2 years, I think it is. It's a big endorsement for the company. It's obviously, reiterates the business model and the revenue streams. And I think that it's at a technical, from a technical perspective, it obviously needs to break out. Listen, I'm not committing to this right now. I'm just trading it. So if it, I think it's got another 10% to the upside, maybe in the near term. So I'm just kind of trading it. But I think if you step back from it, I am bullish on it. But they do need to fix their balance sheet. They can't run $13 billion worth of debt. What's the market cap as of yesterday?
Fundamentals, we are on 58.6 billion US dollars.
Okay, so there we go. So what you know, that's, I mean, I've seen that's not necessarily a massive market cap to debt ratio compared to some other companies, but in terms of big companies, that's quite a lot of debt.
Question from our good friend Pelican. Would you rather spend $2,000 on an Apple phone or invest in the shares? Now, you have absolutely nailed this one, because this was your call 2 months ago, 3 months ago at 190. And, I don't know, it must have been, yeah. God, 3 months ago, time flies. 195, you called this, said it's going higher, and higher it has gone to 235.
And this is a great example of the reason why I said it was going higher is because it's a positioning story. It was the same reason I thought Google was going higher. The only difference is Google's had loads of good news, and these guys have had loads of lukewarm news. And look, it's still higher.
Yeah.
Right? And the reason why it's higher is because the market has rotated into the high quality companies that are unloved. It's as simple as that. There's no good news. Their new Air phone that they just came out with was, if you ask me, it was a flop. Right, they've got less battery life. It's smaller. It doesn't do as much stuff, although it's apparently easier to use. No one cares. All they care about is, are you going to make up the gap, the chasm between you and the AI guys? The question is now, because Google have now got the bit between their teeth, and they're coming out with their new phone, which is basically an AI masterpiece, because they are the AI kings, versus Apple, who are still flailing. Apparently doing a deal with Perplexity and Anthropic, but to be confirmed what that deal looks like. So in the meantime,
if they get the deal right,
if they get it right,
the stock's 260.
Yeah, even if it sounds right, because that's the way this market works, right? The market is buy now and ask questions later, right?
Yeah. And I think it comes from the president.
Yeah, amen. But I struggle to love Apple in any way, shape, or form as a stock, but that doesn't mean you can't trade it. I actually don't own it anymore, but maybe I should, purely on the basis of what I just said.
Yeah. What the hell happened in Tesla in the last few days?
Gosh, I mean, that's the ultimate, right? I mean, this is a great example of what goes on with Tesla. So Musk bought $1 billion worth of stock, hit the tape. That was 7% yesterday. Dan Ives,
your best mate,
banging the drums, saying that this is a $2 trillion company. Nothing new. Nothing new. There's no new news. There's no fundamental.
Not the cars.
Definitely not the cars. I don't even know. Do they sell cars? I don't even know whether they sell cars anymore. No one wants them. The cars are literally irrelevant, which I find. Don't you find that quite interesting, right? They don't have any revenue from the stuff that they do care about, and the stuff that they don't care about, the revenue's declining.
Yeah.
So, but doesn't matter. Musk bought $1 billion worth of stock. This is not a stock. I never trade it. I'm never touching it. If people ask me about it, a gun to the head. I think the way this world works, you just want to be long and a small amount of it.
Short it, can you?
You can't short it. Forget about it. There's every reason to short it, and you can't.
Did he just get paid? Was it $6 billion? How much did he get paid?
The new pay package is taken over the space of, and I forget the time period. I want to say 10 years. Is $1 trillion. $1 trillion.
But how much did he actually just cash out?
Don't know.
A few months ago, because that's what he's done. He's taken money out of the company.
Yeah, and then just bought stock.
And used maybe 20% of it to buy stock.
So if you could buy $1 billion worth of a stock, right, and then it goes up 7% based on that bit of news, and then you just knock a few out, right? That's quite a nice little business model. I'm going to get to that stage soon on TikTok. No, just joking.
That's exactly what he did with Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean, but listen, this is just a fascinating story that I find impossible to trade. If I had to do something, if someone forced me to do something, I would own a small position and just not think about it. I would definitely never short it, as much as it's tempting. But it doesn't live in the real world. It lives in a fantasy future world, which may or may not be fantastic. Who knows? I don't know.
ASML.
Oh yeah, let's definitely talk about that. So ASML is a great example of the rotation that we've been seeing. So,
do you want the European or the US?
The European, the US one's so illiquid.
Okay, right. So I mean, it had bad numbers. Well, they just didn't give guidance, and then suddenly.
Again, this is yet another example, right? And this is I am long. I was long, and I remain long. The reason why that is, one of the top companies in the world. We all know it's high quality. It's been hibernating, unloved because of the lumpy orders and the regulatory concerns. The then it gets to a certain point where, I mean, the last update from the CEO, just to be crystal clear, was we have no idea about guidance.
No.
Basically, he said this is awful. Was basically what he said. Right? Went down, and now we're 20% higher. Rotation into the high quality, unloved names in the market. Rotation out of the crowded stuff in the US, like Nvidia, into ASML. Market in general picking up, and of course the clarity on the US-China chip deal, which means that potentially the orders might come flowing back in. And of course, suddenly this is an AI story again. It wasn't before. Oh, they also bought what's it called? This is going to really worry me. Mistral, which is the one of the only European AI companies.
Right.
They bought $1.3 billion. They bought a majority stake in them last week, which is a smart move, because and Mistral was set up by the Google and Perplexity alumni, and it's one of the only. It's obviously not listed, just like every other good company in Europe. But it's a smart company, pure AI, and they now own a majority share in it, which I think is also quite smart, because it's added a little bit of an AI tinge to the story.
Yeah.
It's all just hot air, right? I mean, nothing's changed. It's just up 20%. It's the way it works.
They put the artificial in artificial intelligence.
Correct. That's the way they're welcome to the market. Yeah.
Fed tomorrow. So we had a poll earlier, and we asked, do we get a 25 basis point that's dovish, 25 basis point hawkish, or 50? 50% of our viewers say it's going to be a 25 basis point cut with a dovish tint in the press conference. 32% think hawkish, and only 10% of people are saying it will be 50 basis points. What's the call?
I think that based on everything that we've just seen, everything we saw from him last time, everything we've seen since, I think it'd be very unlikely it's got a hawkish tinge to it. Also, let's just not forget, a hawkish tinge would be a shock to the market. Mm-hmm. He hates shock in the market. I mean, if 9 times out of 10, he helps the market go higher.
Yeah.
I think it'd be very unlikely that we see 50 basis points, because I think that would be him tipping his hat to Trump, and I think he can get away with doing 25 and a dovish conference call, press conference, rather than doing 50 and then talking it down, which is what. So the question for me is, but what does he say about the labour market? Is what I want.
Well, that's it. Does the data allow a dovish?
I think it does. I think the data is actually quite poor. I mean, it depends what you look at. But
if we talk about, in his words, we are balanced in our targets. You think he'll lean more towards the unemployment rate, job situation, so that it won't be balanced?
This is the tricky one, right? Because his mandate, the thing that him in particular is so laser focused on, which is his mandate, is the inflation number.
Yeah.
Which is sticky, right? But it's also not that bad. Like, look at the PPI, right? PPI scared everyone, and then it was miles lower, right? PPI, by the way, is a high frequency, noisy number. But look at the core. The core's not a prop, right? It's sticky, but it was lower the other day. So from an inflation point of view, it's like, I'm not sure. But I think that the other part of his mandate, of course, is the labour market, right? And I think it's going to have to be mentioned.
Yeah.
But I just think the stage is set, and that's why the market's also rallying, getting so excited. I think they can see that he's now kind of backed into a corner a little bit, because he did his pivot. Now it's his time to actually pivot. Mm-hmm. And is he going to stick to the same vibe that he said that he did 3 weeks ago? And the answer is probably yes. And if he does that, the market's probably going to melt up again.
Yeah, stepping away from data dependence is another, this is the start of, as far as we can see, this is the start of a cutting cycle.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right, the US markets are open. Oracle's hit 310. We're going to go into the all sessions opening bell with Piers Buckworth. You got a bell there. Give the bell a ring.
I've got this one.
It's been sent in.
That's very kind. What's going on here?
Right, so Oracle up 2.5. We're going to show you on screen here.
Oracle's up 2.5. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, Tesla up another 2. And then we've got Broadcom hitting 367. We've got Goldman's, Alphabet 253. And Uber about to hit $100. That's because of your line bikes last week.
I just find Oracle's just extraordinary, isn't it?
Right, on the downside, Nvidia. Nvidia and Palantir.
Yeah, there we go.
Exactly what you have just said. There are no buyers left of Nvidia and Palantir. People don't care.
They're just rotating into other things. They've got an excuse to do it, right? They've got a great excuse. Everyone's got a great excuse in Oracle. Everyone's got a great excuse in sorry, can you go? Where's Google trading pre-market?
Yeah, it's
up another 79 basis points.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Endless. What we have to learn about this new market, right, is not what we were trading in 2010, 15, even 2018. This market goes for longer, and it goes much further than you'd ever expect. 10 years ago, Alphabet would be at 235. Oracle would be at 280. But this market gets pushed and pushed and pushed, and it's always worth remembering that, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's a whole new dynamic, whole new fabric. The market, what the market, who's trading the market, and what's going on. So yeah, it's very, very, very scary if you're trying to short it. I just love the fact that Oracle's just up 3. After yesterday, Oracle had no bid, by the way, at all. It's faded all day into the close. Now we wake up and it's up 3%. I can't see there's any new news on that.
I think it's just this realization that they're going to own TikTok and what that does. And that's just speculation at the moment. But as you said, Ellison in bed with the big orange man.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's interesting to see. I mean, I just. Yeah, I mean everything's just getting a little bit yet again extended, and then what happens tomorrow night? Let's assume that it's all very beautiful, market friendly, and then what? We have another push higher, and then we're overbought on a whole bunch of stuff again. So we'll see.
How quick could that happen? So let's say boom, we hit 6,700 on the S&P.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it can happen in a heartbeat, right? I mean, I don't know. I mean, what's the most perfect thing that could happen? Jay can say, he can say that he's cutting 25. Everything's kind of just casually coming off, but he's going to cut another 2 or 3 times.
If anybody ever wonders what travel and arrive looks for, that is it. That is travel and arrive. We are going to get that rate cut. It's going to spin up to maybe 6,660, 6,660, and then I would imagine we're there and thereabouts, and next stop 6,400. That's my prediction.
Yep. Fair.
Because if you don't think that 5 rate cuts are already priced in at 6,600, then there's not much else. The dot plot will not say where the market is. The dot plot will be lucky to come to halfway.
Yeah, I agree. But again, I just find, I mean, trading around Fed meetings and so forth, I find very painful. The way I see it, the market wants to do exactly what it's doing right now. But the question is now, the problem is, listen, if you look at the technicals, my technical guy I work with actually was just talking about this a couple of days ago. This is now a blow-off top, right? It's a melt-up blow-off top. What the Fed do tomorrow night, unless he shocks anyone, is kind of irrelevant, actually. Is he going to, if he shocks them on the upside or the downside, or hawkish or dovish, then that will obviously. But if he's middle of the road, the market's just going to do what it's doing. And by the way, Google's going to open up now with a 90 RSI. I mean, I just who's actually buying Google today? That's what I want to know, right? If you are, this is where I get to. This is the part of the market where I find it a little bit confusing.
Do you know who it is? Buying it today? It is machines that do not have any emotion.
No, yeah, well, that's exactly right. Well, there we go. I mean, that's the answer. That is the answer.
Because no human would buy these stocks here.
Well, no, they wouldn't. I mean, and this is the conversation we've been having for years, right? I mean, you're trading against machines, and when they decide, I don't know what the algorithm says in terms of how overbought it needs to be for them to stop buying it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's 83, sometimes it's 80, sometimes it's 85. In this case, it might be 90.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there are obviously some humans who are still chasing this, right?
Oh yeah, it's what we're talking about.
You know, but if you wake up today and you're looking at Google and you don't have a position in Google, and it's trading on it, again, there's a lot of retail people who don't even know what an RSI is, so they're just looking at thinking it's going up, which is actually a great strategy, by the way. But yeah.
Right, time's up, son.
Okay.
We are going for the highest amount of likes on the YouTube that you've ever had. If you haven't already given us a thumbs up on that YouTube page, please, just below where we are, hit that thumbs up, hit subscribe, go to Piers' TikTok, that is in the chat there. If you just search PB US Tech Trader, you'll also find him.
That would be great, yeah. I mean, I'm talking about stocks all day long in there.
Do you want to say bye, guys?
Bye, guys.
If you're looking for flexible ways to trade financial markets, whether you're experienced or new to trading, you've come to the right place. CFDs let you speculate on the price of financial instruments like shares, indices, forex, and commodities without actually owning them. You can benefit from both rising and falling prices across 17,000 markets, letting you find the perfect opportunity. So if you think the market's going up, you buy. If you think it's going to go down, you sell. When trading CFDs, you're trading on leverage. Now, leverage lets you trade bigger positions with less money up front. So this increases your profits on your trades, but also remember your losses are also amplified. So be sure to manage your risk. With us, you're not alone. You're part of a wide community of traders that you can learn from. We've got the experts, the tools, and extensive educational resources to help you on your journey. If you're not quite ready to trade CFDs with real money, you can always give it a go on a demo account. Open an account today, join the conversation, and be inspired to make moves.
Let's do this. Hello, Pat Cash. So guys, I've always been known to be the fastest, the fittest, mentally the toughest, but the cash returns. That's something else. Watch and learn. Come on, Pat. Cash returns, come on. Hey guys, where are you going? You're not going to get better than cash returns.
Welcome to the Art of Investing, a brand new podcast to help you achieve your investing goals. Join me, Rich McDonald, and my co-hosts, Mark Spice Holden and Chris CJ Fellingham, every Friday when we bring you updates from the markets and insights from our combined 100 years of investing experience.
Hey, welcome back to Commodity Corner with myself and John Mayer. John, how are you? I hear you've had quite a tricky morning.
I've had a busy morning. I cycle into the office and I got delayed, not my own fault. And I think I've I shouted at one car, 2 pedestrians, and 3 other cyclists this morning.
Oh my goodness me! For those of
It's
you,
one of those days.
well, for those of you, he's a very gentle man, really. I've known John for a very long time. But for those of you watching, he cycles in a very long way, and I take my hat off to you, John, because there is no way in hell you could pay me to cycle into the Oxford Street area, because that's quite stressful. I don't know how you do this, but yeah, thank you so much for joining us.
I would encourage it. It gets the blood going in the morning, and it's 2 things. It's exercise and it's travel. So it's good. It's a good way to start the day.
I agree with you, but the Ange doesn't wake up until about 4 espressos. So yeah. As many people here know. Talking about espresso, gold looks like it's had several espressos. It is still moving higher. The Gary love it when we talk about gold because they can have that buzzer. They've got the sound buzzer for gold. And so having a look here, we are still making those highs, sitting very comfortably there. We also have Fed week as well. So this looks like there's no stopping the upward momentum, at least for now. What do you think?
Yeah, as I said a couple of times before, it's pushing on an open door, and you're right, the momentum is there. But it's not just momentum. There are real physical drivers driving this. The BRICS countries are buying gold. We see that. Central banks appear to be buying gold. The Shanghai gold inventory levels have jumped massively. So that's China buying gold. It's not just the big institutions like the central banks and government agencies. It's also private investors, and they are moving into. So, for example, lower US bond yields. It says investors are interested in they're looking for safer investments and will accept lower yields in this environment. So there's a lot going on. Tomorrow we get the US Fed almost certainly going to cut rates. Market's pretty much 100% on that, and that's most likely to be a 25 basis point cut. But then maybe towards the end of the year, at least another 25 point cut in our view. The market is increasingly going with that view. So as rates cut, as Donald Trump continues to have a go at the Federal Reserve, and that undermines, unfortunately, the credibility of the Federal Reserve going forwards. As they look to print more dollars, it weakens the currency. The US dollar is expected to weaken further, and then gold's likely to go up. Think of gold as an international currency. That's kind of where it sits for me. And as other nations print more bills, gold is relatively more valuable. Also, I guess on a similar score, that applies to Bitcoin as well.
Yeah. Otherwise known as digital gold. We also had the very well-known Peter Hambro here last week, and he was talking about gold easily being, if all things remain equal, at 5,000 this time next year. Is this a view that you share as well, or do you have a different target?
Well, we're always pretty careful about our views, which means that the gold price has actually pushed ahead of our published forecast. At least I think it has. But prices they've got an upward trajectory, and Peter is not known for crazy wild forecasts. So if he thinks it's heading towards 5,000, then it's probably right. No big reason for it to go down. And we were heading into the Indian the Indian festival of Diwali. These guys go out and buy quite a lot of gold. There's lots of discussions going on. Putin is looking to break the dominance of the US dollar in the global trading system. There's so many of these bits and pieces going on around the side, and it's difficult for mining companies to raise production levels to meet this. there hasn't been a lot of new discoveries in recent years. There's been very little money spent on exploration. So in the way that it's harder to mine Bitcoin, it also seems to be getting harder to mine gold as well.
Absolutely. I'm glad you brought that up. We'll get to that in a moment. I'm just showing you the Andrew's golden lines there. You hear technicians talk a lot about, lines, breaching the lines, closing above the lines. And really all it is, to give you a reminder, visual reminder, is that, we're just talking about fences here. And I know that you love horses, John. And I always remember in my mind, we talk about fibs, we talk about, retracements. But when you breach, when you have a breakout, it just means that fence has been pushed over by, if you think about, horses, they've breached the fence, they've pushed over, and they're galloping forth. And what we're seeing here consistently is what's happening with gold. I've put those lines there to just give us a visual idea of where it had to close above, and it has indeed closed above 3,620, sitting nicely now at around just under 3,700. Could we see gold prices scale perhaps even to 4,000 this year? I know lots and lots of analysts out there saying, beginning of next year, maybe end of next year. I know that this is based on the hedging out there that we can sort of filter out in the markets. But do you get a sense that we might get to 4,000 sooner?
I think it's quite possible by the year end with this sort of momentum behind it. I don't see that as a particularly challenging target anymore. I mean, if we wound back 6 months, yes, it would be hard to look at that. But no, the price is building perfectly well from here. 4,000 looks attainable. I'm not going to say it's going to. None of us really know if it's going to get there. But judging by the way this market is moving and by the fundamental factors behind it, that central banks want to own more gold in order to give their currencies greater credibility, it's going to tighten the market a lot. And don't forget, silver prices will also play catch up here.
Yep. Sarabi Gold, you talked about miners, and it does take a long time indeed to get, gold out of the ground and to find it, of course, in the first place. You know this very well. And Sarabi's finally has had some wind in its sails, especially after we've returned from the summer. Give us the current outlook for Sarabi Gold.
Well, look, the outlook is good, not just for Sarabi, but for just about every gold producer out there. Yes, higher prices feed straight through to much, much higher margins. There's an enormous leverage effect on these companies. But Sarabi is also fortunate. It produced a drilling report a week ago with very, very good drill results. And so what they're doing is they're infilling some areas. They're trying to join up some resources. And it means that they'll have a longer life. There's good high-grade gold in the ground to mine there. So the results were really encouraging. Well, I'd say better than encouraging. I think last time we said we'd be popping some champagne over those.
Yeah, champagne for you, Malbec for me. Another company that our viewer friends are very interested in, which you've spoken about here quite a bit, is Anglos. Derek, chiming in, asking whether you think Anglos still might be a takeover target.
So you're talking about Anglo-American rather than Anglo-Asian mining?
Yes, Anglo-American.
Although both are equally great companies. But Anglo-American, there is room for BHP to come back. There is this huge poison pill. I think it's $340 million, of costs to pay if they pull out of buying tech. So that feels like a deliberate ploy to prevent BHP from coming back. And of course, they're bribing the big institutions and investors by making up for lost value with a special dividend before the acquisition of tech, or the planned acquisition of tech. But I'm not sure this would put BHP off. I mean, let's look at the bigger picture here. not just gold that's going up, copper prices are going up too. Copper has breached $10,000 a ton now, so it's looking good. If I looked at this from a slightly longer term perspective, okay, $340 million, it sounds like a lot of money, but actually compared to the billions that these companies make, it'll be lost. It will get lost in the accounts. It will get lost in the synergies that are created by putting the two businesses together. So, yeah, I think this is the deal of Anglo buying tech. It's great for the Anglo CEO. Clearly, the board have signed off on it, so they can't think it's that bad. And it makes some sense. It elevates Anglo into being the 5th largest copper producer in the world. And in fact, there is some real synergy. There's a couple of the copper mines that can actually join together and produce a bit more production. So I like the look of that. That bit is sensible. Maybe BHP should just come in and buy both of them. Perhaps that's the game at the end of the day.
Fantastic. You heard it here first, trader friends. Very interesting there. You mentioned copper. Let's take a look at that as well, because copper, taking a look at high grade copper first, it is, mooching high. This is the daily chart here, and looking set for a weekly rise if the momentum continues. But also, of course, this is being supported by the expectation of that rate cut coming through from the Fed, and also tightening supply after that dip in the output from Peru. Do you think that, given all of that, it will still remain supported, given we still have, slightly mixed data out of China? I know you're more optimistic than I am on China. A softer dollar as well. This could possibly make copper a bit more attractive to holders of other currencies. What's your take on copper?
Well, there's a good point there. Everybody's looking at the US job numbers, and they have been weak. But of course they're weak because Trump he destabilized everything. He disrupted the market by when he started bringing in all these tariffs for months and months. Nobody knew what was going on, so it was a surprisingly long and I would say it's a complex process, but it just confused everybody. And in that environment, lots of manufacturers sort of pulled back from hiring. They held back on their expansion plans. Maybe a few guys went to the wall at the same time. So of course the jobs numbers don't look as good as they might. I think that will change through the second half. Maybe it may be delayed. Maybe it's more a fourth quarter thing now, where the inflow of money into the US creates more jobs in construction, in manufacturing. I mean, there was a bit of an own goal the other day when the American immigration services were rounding up South Korean workers at a new battery factory, which was a crazy thing to do. It's like, I don't know why they went in there. They certainly upset the South Korean government. They certainly upset, I think it was Panasonic that was building the factory. Why would you want to do it? I mean, maybe there's some influence from the non-electric vehicle side of things, from the conventional car makers. But it seems a bit odd. And so that sort of thing makes everybody more cautious. But I do think America is going to rebound from this. I'm not sure the dollar's going to recover so quickly, but I think the jobs market will recover next year. And I do think there's very good reason why the demand for these metals will keep going.
And here's my humble opinion on the whole copper and especially gold trade as well, which will remain in play, and especially the first 2 years of Trump 2.0. So I'm sure you've heard of the term flood washing. So Trump, it was in the grand plan to make everything as chaotic as possible in the start of his second term. That's because he can, right? He's got the clout, he's got the firepower, he has the ability to fix it if it all goes wrong. And then things will then start, hopefully, if his plan plays out, you get more growth. It's a huge gamble here that he's taken, and that will start to flow in. And the last year of his term is when he can ride in, with a carriage pulled by white horses, saying that, look at the wonderful stuff I've done, and set it up for the next administration. Even if it all goes to pot, he can still start, for example, some sort of event, let's say it. I'm sure many of you are clever, that will spur consumption. So at the moment, I agree. I think a lot of the commodities like copper currently under love, but once the smoke and mirrors clear in US politics, there will be a huge amount of demand for copper concentrate, especially to be imported into the US. You're not concerned about you're not concerned about China at all? I know Chinese data recently showed a jump in exported metal in the first half, but you know, at the same time, I'm not seeing any signs of improvement in their economy unless they're hiding it really well.
Well, there's still the export numbers are still positive. I mean, most other nations would be really grateful to have the growth and export numbers that they have in China. And remember, every year China is that much bigger than it was the year before. So there's the sort of compound effect of these, the growth that we see every enormous. And China has this set policy. They are looking to reduce energy costs around the country. That's a form of subsidizing industry, and the cheaper the energy is, the more cost effectively they produce everything. So it's a great policy. I mean, this works. We know that other countries are trying it too. America is also looking to reduce its energy costs where it can. France did it brilliantly with nuclear power years ago. You remember the French special forces sinking the Rainbow Warrior and saying, "Get off our turf." Yeah. So you know it's important. In fact, our own country is looking to do more of these mini nukes now, and of course they'll need cabling in. There'll be thousands of tons of copper required for those installations. So there's a lot happening in, you know, effectively there's a war going on, not just in Ukraine, but with countries competing to produce ever cheaper and ever more energy. It's as simple as that. I mean, especially with AI around the corner, that has just turbocharged the drive to produce energy and to produce it more cheaply and more cleanly. So it's going to be more wind farms, more solar farms, more mini nukes, more hydropower. They'll do whatever it takes.
Music to my ears, John, for someone who is positioned for energy related to AI. We got Jugger Jugger from Germany asking what is John's view on lithium and uranium?
Well, I spoke to a lithium analyst in China in the week. They've allowed cattle to restart one of the big mines there, but a lot of the production in China is lepidolite, which is, let's say, it's lower quality feedstock. So ultimately that will give away to better quality spodumene, and spodumene prices have lifted from a low of about $650 a ton in the summer to $800 right now. And China is going through this process of verifying reserves, making sure people operate properly, and I think this is going to cause some of those lepidolite mines to fall away. In fact, we saw a lot closed in Zimbabwe over the summer with lower prices, and quite hopefully a lot of that won't restart again because of the transport costs and various other issues, because they make a bit of a mess out there. And even in places like Zimbabwe, they start to take note that this isn't necessarily acceptable. So yeah, we're positive on it. I mean, there aren't going to be any fewer lithium-ion batteries in the world. In fact, I'm just having some solar panels installed on my house at the moment, and I said to them, "Don't buy the batteries yet. I think they're getting cheaper. We'll buy them next year." Now, that's not just me managing my own cash flow. I think those battery installation packs are going to carry on coming down. But what will happen is, as those prices come down, more people like me will say, "I want to buy this stuff," and I won't necessarily put in a small pack. I might put in an extra large one. So hopefully, and perhaps even some more solar panels to go with it. So I think more and more of this is going to come through into us consumers, but also councils, nations, governments will do more of this.
Nice, that's it. And we've got a question as well from Carlo Verda. What's happening with tin, John? Can you talk about tin?
Yeah, tin was on my list of things to mention. Tin price is going well, actually. A lot of it's coming out of Myanmar, and there's clearly been a lot of trouble there with different conflicts, and then China closed the border at one stage. It's been a very porous border for some years. Quite difficult. I mean, I've known people go into Myanmar trading tin properly and in the right manner, through the right agencies. But it's extremely difficult. I mean, they warehouse your tin for, I think it's 3 months before you can then export it. And of course, if the price moves, you're on the hook. In fact, my friend who was doing that went out of business because the price dropped on him. Look, it's an important metal. There was a lot of thrifting in the tin market some years ago where they worked out how to use less tin per soldered joint in electronics and circuit boards. I don't think they can do much more of that now. And more electric vehicles means more soldered joints. And the world's going to be full of more electronics anyway. I mean, the next big thing to come along, it's not just drones, but it's going to be robots, domestic robots.
I can't wait for a robot that can clean toilets. I mean, really, why is it we have all this snazzy tech, AirPods, house systems, cars talking to houses? Let's just get straight to self-cleaning toilets, people. Japanese have got it right. Monkey Man asking about something that I am very interested in too, given I did chemistry in school. Thorium. I think it's 90 on the... Is it 90? On the table? I think it's 90.
Thorium, yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Are you able to talk about thorium? I think he's asking about this because Monkey Man, one of our esteemed Discord and also Trade Live with IG core viewers here, asking because he's also very interested in thorium-related nuclear power.
Yeah, and we have seen this mention of this, and I do try and follow the science. Look, it's coming. Question is when. At the moment, we really regard thorium as a problem, particularly if it's in your rare earth feedstock, for example. It's something you want to bury, and you don't really want to produce anything like that. But yes, the time will come certainly when thorium is a very viable option for new reactors. I believe the Chinese are working on a thorium reactor right now, and the things like the Taurus system are also working on that. So, yeah, I think it's around the corner. But the question is around the corner 5 years, 10 years, or 20 years?
Yes, and also, interestingly enough, I was reading about this recently about the molten salt reactors and how that they're trying to scale up these molten salt reactors so that they obviously we don't have this NIMBY issue. More questions from the wow, everyone chiming in this morning, talking about Wolf as well. Monkey Man is talking about Wolf. That is more to do with a certain trade this morning. Just checking in on that for everyone. Wolf speed is what we're talking about, up. And another 11% in pre-markets. We'll be keeping a close eye on that for everyone. Metals One, John. Many of our viewers have a position in Metals One. I know you write extensively about it, and you've been doing some research around potential treatment of uranium mine waste in Colorado as well.
Yeah, we've been following the Uranium One guys for quite some time. In fact, before they got into, the Metals One guys, before they got into uranium. And yes, they're looking at in situ solvent extraction, which is good, in situ leaching. In fact, I've spent a lot of time looking at this sort of process in relation to other projects, and it works well. It's a good process, and I mean, and processing waste materials are always popular. You can get Superfund grants in the States for that kind of thing. Treating mine waste. I mean, these are processing issues, but for uranium, why not? It should work well.
The thing though is looking at the chart, this is the monthly view, friends, and looking at the weekly as well for you. It's at levels not seen since March 2025. Moving across to the daily chart, a very strong downward trend there. Is this stock likely to rebound anytime soon, or is it still likely to stay in that sideways trend for some time? It's been there since around July this year, John.
I think the minute they demonstrate the ability to produce uranium, I think they'll take off.
So this is the question again. So what kind of duration are you expecting? Is it a year? Is it 5 years, 10 years?
That's a difficult one. It's just how quick can they actually really demonstrate the ability to produce that yellow cake material? And I'd have to look at it more closely to work that one out.
This is one that Pelican or Mo is very interested in. Energy fuels. Let's have a look at that because it has been powering higher, as you can see here. This is the daily chart there. This is another uranium play. Is this one that you cover at all, John? If not to worry about. I'm just showing the chart right now just to show the strong momentum that has been seen.
So these guys produce uranium. They deal with uranium in the US, but they acquired Base Resources not that long ago. And in fact, they acquired it not for the Kabwe mine in Kenya, which closed down. In fact, that was a very successful titanium mineral sands mine. But they acquired it for the Toliara project in Madagascar. And I've been down to that site. It's on the coast of Madagascar. It's got rutile and ilmenite, so it's good. But the thing that Energy Fuels are into is monazite. And the monazite contains rare earths. It's a very interesting business. So I think Energy Fuels, they certainly, I don't believe they were really looking to go into the titanium game. I think they were looking at the other products, the zircon, the rutile, and as I say, the monazite.
I'm just putting a rectangle on the chart for Energy Fuels because as John was talking, I wanted to show you a point in time. And Mo or Pelican, you probably saw this as well because it's actually on my birthday when Energy Fuels announced that they signed a pact or signed an MOU with Vulcan Elements to develop what John was just talking about, this rare earth magnets. And so ever since then, you can see that it's well supported. It's heading higher, more green candles than red there, and certainly no drop off in volumes as well. This is one to watch, people, because if we get more deals like this surrounding rare earths, then we could see further upside for Energy Fuels. Right, so we've got so many more questions, but we've run out of time, John. So I'm going to have to send these to you on ask@ig.com. Friends, if you have questions, do send them in to ask@ig.com and I'll get them in front of John. Don't despair, we will still get your questions answered. And also hit the like and subscribe button. If you like this interview and Peter Hambro's and you want more mining guests to come on, more gold and silver guests, please let us know and we will make that happen for you. John, be careful on your cycle back. You're very fit, but we want you in good working order for the next time you're on with us.
Thank you, Andrew.
Stay with us. We're going to have Jack from the Volatility Desk next.
Watch Trade Live with IG weekdays from 7:30 a.m. on our brand new YouTube channel @Trade Live with IG.
As well as the live show on our new YouTube, you will find our full beginner's course to trading options, daily YouTube shorts of all the action that happens after the show is finished, and Trade of the Week and Psychology of Markets.
And don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons for more exclusive trading content.
Let's do this. Hello, Pat Cash. So guys, I've always been known to be the fastest, the fittest, mentally the toughest, but the cash returns, that's something else. Watch and learn. Come on, Pat. Cash returns, go. Hey guys, where are you going? You're not going to get better than cash returns.
Do you like the sound of tax-free trading? Well, that's exactly what spread betting enables you to do. This tax-free way of trading lets you speculate on the price of over 17,000 financial instruments, like shares, indices, forex, and commodities, without actually owning them. With spread betting, you can benefit from both rising and falling prices, letting you find the perfect opportunity. So if you think the market's going up, you buy. If you think it's going down, then you can sell short. Not only is spread betting exempt from capital gains tax, but it's also commission free. All you pay is the spread. With us, you're not alone. You're part of a wide community of traders that you can learn from. We've got the experts, the tools, and extensive educational resources to help you on your journey. If you're not quite ready to trade with real money, you can always give it a go on a demo account. Open an account today, join the conversation, and be inspired to make moves.
Hey, we're live from the trade desk. But it doesn't really look like the trade desk, does it? Hey, Jack. How are
how's it
you?
going?
I'm good. Where are you?
I'm back home this week, so I'm up in Bolton at the moment.
Nice.
Yeah, very much not the Vol desk.
I
down in London.
take it the folders behind you is kind of like, you know, all your separate funds and your separate investments and your, you know, stocks and shares ISAs with IG over the last decade. Is that what I'm looking at?
This is the exclusive content, so this is behind the paywall.
Fantastic. Glad to have you on a Fed week. So it's all about the Fed market still doing that, you know, climb higher, climbing that wall of worry, as some people have said tongue in cheek there. Give us a sense of where this is coming from. Is it the algos, the CTS, or just generally optimism that maybe, you know, we might hear something else that gives markets another boost up?
I think there's the back burner of optimism, but everyone seems to be a little bit sort of skeptical about the move. But this has been the case for the last, I don't even know how long now. It feels like over a year.
April.
April, yeah. April, yeah, of course. But I think there's always that little bit of skepticism in the background. But after Jackson Hole, it seemed like we're now going on to the Fed and expecting a lot more sort of dovish sentiment. This is going to be probably an interesting meeting. We expect a cut. I think that's baked in absolutely everywhere now. The last time I looked, it looks like it's 26.5 points baked in. So fairly certain we'll get 25 basis points, but there's still a few members on that committee that look like they'll vote for 50. We'll see a little bit of the sentiment. And then I think the main thing's going to be what we expect by the end of the year. So 75, I've seen quite a lot. But
do you buy that thought process that's been weaving its way through markets, that if we do have a bigger than expected cut, it might have the reverse reaction? Markets might actually, you know, decide things worse than it seems, and in fact a bigger cut than expected might have the reverse effect on markets and push them lower.
I think there's an argument for that, definitely. Obviously, the labour market's cooling off quite a lot, but I don't know if there's too much panic around that at the moment. I think there's probably still a job for the Fed to do. I think Trump is calling out for these rate cuts, but a stable Fed and a Fed that looks assured in what it's doing. I think if they did 50% today, 50 basis points today, it might look a little bit panicked. And I think that sentiment's not going to be great. Definitely not for the dollar. But yeah, I think if they go with 25, it's what everyone's expecting. It's not going to shake any boxes. I think that's what we'll get today. And the volatility looks like it's pretty much back in that thought process. There's not too much volatility at the moment from what we can see on S&P contracts. Yeah, be surprised if we get too much of a change there.
It seems to me, just taking a look at the options ladder as well, that a lot of the prices have already moved significantly in anticipation of this cut. So the big question will be if there is a surprise, if there is a continued surprise, maybe in the presser after that, or maybe the surprise might come from Trump's continued attacks on central banks. Is this what you're looking at as well? But potentially, the concern for markets shouldn't actually be from the Fed meeting itself, but actually could come outside of that Fed meeting. We've got Trump coming this way as well. I hear you're putting him up in Bolton.
Yeah, landed on the drive-in is it Marine One?
Yeah, Marine One.
Yeah, I think from what I see, it looks like the indication in the forecast is going to be what everyone's focused on.
The dot plot.
Particularly, yeah, the dot plot. Particularly where, is it Mirren's? I always forget his name. Mirren's dot plot's going to be. That's going to be quite interesting to see. We'll expect him and Waller to go for 50%. Maybe even when it comes out how each Fed member has voted, that could be quite a interesting sort of indication in the forecast in itself. But yeah, I think that October meeting is going to be where everyone's focused on. It looks like December will definitely have a cut, but at the moment people are expecting a cut in October, and I've even seen some people expecting 50 again in October, which is probably quite aggressive. Yeah, I'd like to see where that goes. And again, for Mirren's dot plot, it'll be where he sees the neutral rate. I think is going to be quite interesting.
Taking a sneak peek for our viewers here, futures already indicating 125 basis points of cuts priced in by late 2026. And also, what's interesting is we also have, of course, the Bank of England. We've got, the ECB signaling that it was in a good place last week in policy, which then threw up all these discussions as to whether or not 3%, maybe even 4% is a new normal for inflation. Do you think this is the new normal right now as we go forward, heading into the end of 2025?
I think so. I don't think they can. I think in the US, especially with the tariffs and a Trump presidency, I don't think they can go back to the levels they were at. I remember it probably a year ago, just before we got the December Fed meeting in 2024, there's a lot of conversation about where the neutral rate is. And I do think it's come higher. I don't think we'll go below, say, 2.5% maybe, but it's interesting to see where they'll go. They're clearly changing their tune quite often, and depending on the data. So as soon as we see a different economic outlook, it could totally change. But with tariffs and the inflation worries, I don't think they can afford to go too low, especially in the US. Probably a different situation in Europe, like with the ECB at the moment.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the continued melt up continues, stumping Rich and myself, because we have money on the sidelines waiting to jump in. Boy, have we been waiting for some time. And in the meantime, we've got Alphabet quietly hitting that $3 trillion in market cap for the first time. Tesla, my goodness me, Tesla also zooming higher. Those of you there that rode that wave, well done you. But you heard peers speaking earlier on about how he never touches Tesla because he thinks that this stock is not about the cars at all. But look at that gap up there. Of course, we offer Tesla as part of our 24-hour offering now, but you can see that strong move higher after Musk and filings revealed that Musk had bought nearly $1 billion worth of the EV maker stock on Friday. Were you here on the late shift?
I wasn't on Friday. No, I was on a half shift. So missed out on that, but definitely didn't miss out on yesterday. We obviously have the 24-hour markets there that you see, but we now offer the daily options on Tesla. And yesterday was very interesting to see the volatility on those as we got to the open was just astronomical. But it gives people that option, and there's a few clients who managed to get in, buy the volatility early and catch the story on the Musk shares purchase. But yeah, I think probably expect a little bit of a continuation for a few days, but definitely got a lot of the move there.
But here's the thing, Musk is, buying the stock and, there are many out there saying, oh, this is a vote of confidence, it shows how confident he is about autonomous driving and robotics in the future. However, the question is if the founder is buying Tesla stock, and this is his first open market buy in years, should we be devil's advocate and say the share price is now priced for perfection? I mean, look, it's taken it back to highs seen January 2025, and beyond that, levels last seen October 2021. What does the vol side tell you, Jack?
You could argue that, I think. On the volatility, with the options that we're doing at the moment, so these are primarily the daily options, it's very, very short term. So when we get a story break like the Musk story, the skew on these is going to be very dominated to, say, the upside, because that's where the move's heading. I'd say with our client base, sometimes we get a preference for a mean reversion trading. So when we get that move higher, people then try and trade a reversal on the move. And you can catch that quite well with the skew. But definitely on the short term, we're seeing it to the top side.
There you are. Steve CDR saying I might buy a second-hand Ferrari if my Tesla wins. Might want to stay in a bit longer if Jack. If what Jack is saying it holds true. It is an interesting one, right, Jack? Because in the near term we've got all this perceived headwinds, real headwinds. I mean, vehicle deliveries have fallen year over year. We've seen Tesla cutting prices and trying to push through as quickly as possible this, refresh in the models. Those of us that have tried different cars, like myself, and also when I'm in Asia, I do the same thing too. There's a huge gap now for those of you that drive Teslas. There's a huge gap in the even the luxury offering and what that car can deliver between that and some of the other cars made out in Asia. And boy, is the price tag gap large as well. So Tesla's trying to push through a revamp for all its models, and also its Q2 total revenues for Tesla down 12% year over year. But Piers says, and many others too, that the stock itself, the car isn't the main thing that people think about when buying Tesla. It's about the robotics. It's about what it delivers in the future in terms of, if you're part of the Tesla cult following out there, it's about space logistics as well. And humanoid robots will actually help in the space logistics. How much, if you had to draw a percentage and your dealings with clients, how much of it is geared towards future Tesla and how much of it is geared towards EV Tesla?
There's not too much interaction with clients on this, but from my perspective, and when I speak to people, it's future Tesla, I think. There's obviously the EV side of it, but I feel like they're a company that could shift and pivot into almost any of these sort of futuristic, you say AI, but AI related, robotics related sort of areas and industries. I feel like they could keep doing that. And I also think when you trade Tesla, it does seem like it's a bet on that part of the market.
Right. And on that note, we are going to have to go because we're about to run out of time. It's been so fantastic having you on. I feel like we haven't spoken in months, Jack, because of the long summer here. What's the rest of your day looking like?
Well, I'm looking outside at the moment. It's just stopped raining for the first time in 72 hours probably. So I might try and go for a run later on, but not too much this week, waiting for the weekend.
Nice. Right. And for those of you that are about to head off into Discord, just bear in mind it's a huge mega week with, of course, the Fed in play, also Bank of England, and watching out for some announcements later on from Meta to updates on its tech. So watch out for that. I'll be posting some things on YouTube Shorts as well later on. So keep an eye on that for some tradable ideas. Thanks, Jack.
Cheers, Ange.